Targets acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
My bad. I'm sorry about that. That was on me. Got a little too much light still. I think with the way I've got the lights set up, got too much light in here. Well, I'll fix it. It'll be fine. Just don't worry about it. Hope everybody's having a great and wonderful day, and that everybody's it's Friday. Can start for a weekend, holiday weekend for many of us. I know that we've got a lot going on. Notice that we have some new folks out there. I see some people in the chat that I haven't seen before, and some people that are regulars but haven't been around much. Doomsday 91, good to see you out there. Mikey Balls, of course, my great friend Mikey Balls is out in the chat. Good to see you out there. Natalia, who's been here since the beginning. Smoking Spaceman, been a great mod for the channel. Mullet Baby 01, I see you out there, man. New is Premonition News. Premonition, good to see you. Good to see you. I saw you on Rob's earlier today. Agrilla Polis is out there. He's having a great time. It was really a great time shooting with Agrilla Polis. He's just a really good dude in person. He really is. Not as quiet as me or anything like that, but he's a little aggressive. I'm kidding. He's super laid back. He's a wonderful dude. Good to know him. My great friend Project VO Pod, who came all the way from Texas to argue with my friend Tyler, Average Debate Enjoyer, who hopefully will be here tonight. Hopefully he'll make it. But Jake Var, Project VOPod in the house. Good to see you out there, sir. Of course, the loyal bot WMD is out there. He's watching. He's watching you. And yes, we got some good people out there tonight. The audience count's a little low tonight. I'm very I'm a little taken aback by how low it is, but that's okay. I didn't really do a lot of promotion or anything, so I'm gonna have to change this light around. So give me 1 second, guys. I've got to do. There's just too much light. It's terrible. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Still not the best, but better. What's up, Clover Tack? I see you out there. Hey, OG, man. I've been worried about you, buddy. If you can, jump up and we'll talk about it here in a minute. I still got too much damn light. Give me 1 second again. Just I didn't even this is the same light I've always had. I don't know why all of a sudden everything's so bright. May be the maybe something else, but I'll be right back. All right. Well, I still yeah, it could be the focus as well. That's true too. Yeah, let me do that. Give me 1 second. I'll have to that that's a little more involved. Hmm. Still, still weird. I'm annoyed. Very annoyed. It shouldn't be on the background, but it is. Give me 1 second again, guys. I apologize for this. This is terribly unprofessional of me. It looked good earlier. I don't know why I came out here and now it's all jacked up. Unfortunately, I can't just leave chair up here to do the work for me. It's still too bright. That's probably a camera setting. Um, it just shouldn't be this bright. Stand by again. Yeah, I know. I have myself muted. Something's not quite right in the setup. I did change everything. So there's still no audio. You should have audio right now. It's showing me that I have audio. Yeah, I've got audio. All right. So what the fuck? Yeah, that's it is a fixed focus lens. So it does an autofocus as I move. So that's probably what it is. Do it more. Yeah. All right. Got more reflection in my glasses than normal, but that's all right. I don't really know what's going on with this. I did so I no, the camera's not further away. All I really did, and my seating position is about the same as well. All I really did was change the desk I have in front of me, and I've got monitors. I don't have monitors back there now. I have monitors here. I was getting a lot of light from those monitors, and now I'm getting light from these, but they're only on this side. So I don't know. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. 4 to 6 inches. I need to just refocus. Maybe I just need to refocus. Stand by. It is a manual focus, so I got to jump up to do that. All right. Never a dull moment. What's up, Clover Tack? How are you? How are you, OG? You still here? Is everybody leave? Did everybody leave while I'm fucking around with a stupid camera? Yeah, now just because I don't have the light. Let me see if I can do this. Maybe. Nah, it really doesn't help. You got to go eat. That's cool. Yeah, it's when you change things even a little bit, especially with a fixed focus lens, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. Anyway, we're going to make it. It's going to be fine. All right. So, OG, if you're out there, man, I was kind of concerned about you. I heard some stuff. Don't know if it's true or not. You're welcome to jump over in the Discord. If I have Discord up, I do. And you're welcome to come up and chat. It is a chill stream, guys. I'm going to monologue here for a few minutes. And then I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll fuck around a little bit, do something. We'll talk about the event in Nashville, which I think was just fucking rad as shit. And we'll talk about some of the stuff going on with Andrew and all of that stuff, all of the nonsense there. So we've got a lot. We've got a lot to go over. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot of stuff going on. I'll fix this. I'll fix the studio tomorrow. I'm not worried. I mean, this is just me sitting here. I actually have the main lights on. Like all the lights are on right now. Like I don't have any of the studio lights on. Just a main light. As you may or may not know, right now, currently, Andrew is he is basically accepting all comers to talk about, to if they have a problem with him, if they have something to say, if they think he's done something wrong or whatever, he is. Andrew's like, come on up and state your case. I think that's pretty fucking cool. He's doing it over on X. I could, pull it up and we could sit here and listen to it, but that's it's Andrew's deal. I do think that it's very interesting to me that so many people are going after him and what they're trying to go after him for. It's just I don't know, man. It just strikes me as like the lowest tiered bullshit ever. And don't really know what to. I don't know more to say about it. It's and a lot of it's red pill guys who, for some reason, assumes that Andrew is red pill, which he has always said that he is not red pill. He's told Rollo multiple times he's not red pill. Rollo keeps saying that he's red pill, but Andrew's never said that he's red pill for certain. And I've told Rollo myself that Andrew does not identify as red pill. So why the red pill guys are all talking shit about Andrew, I have no idea. But that's what people do. I think they are. I think Smoking Spaceman, I think you're right. They're trying to grift off of Andrew's clout. It is a popular tactic these days. When we were at DebateCon at my event this time last week, as a matter of fact, almost at this exact hour last week, Rob was getting ready to start his debate, and I was down talking to Andrew. And Andrew's like, man, I wish I'd known that you were going to have debates. I would have promoted you. I would have said something about it. And I'm like, I really appreciate that, but I didn't, I did it on my own. I don't ask Andrew for favors. I don't ask anyone for favors, really. I hate asking people for favors. I still get people who say that, Andrew is the reason why my channel got popular. Andrew coming on here is the reason that we had, grew in subs, and all of this kind of shit. And I'm sure it helped. I don't deny that Andrew has pull. But I've never asked Andrew to come on my channel. I've never asked Andrew to help me. Now, Andrew has helped me. He has. He one of the biggest things Andrew did is when I first started all of this, he told his tech guys to talk to me so I could get up with a real I could get set up with a real camera and lights and understand angles and all of that, and understand when my lighting's fucked up. Like, I know my lighting's fucked up right now. I just don't want to stop and fix it. I will fix it. I promise you it will be better. This isn't terrible. But Andrew's my friend. He's not a meal ticket. He's not red pill. Andrew's a Christian nationalist. It's as far from red pill as you can fucking get. Andrew and I don't even agree on that. I'm not a Christian nationalist. I don't disagree with his take that having Christian principles in politics and people with Christian values in politics is the way is the way forward. I agree with him. That's the way forward. There are subtle differences in what Andrew says that he and I we don't agree on, and that's okay. They're really subtle, like really subtle. I watched these more absolute tards arguing. And talking about Andrew and talking about how, he's not really a Christian. Okay. That he's an adulterer because he married he married Rachel when she had kids by another man. I think this is bullshit. I think, me personally, that there are a lot of people out there who are drawn to Andrew for clout, who are drawn to Andrew for notoriety. And that's fine. But it's hard for me to call Andrew my friend and then ask to ride his coattails. And so when these guys are talking about Andrew, they're talking about who he married and why he married her and his values, and they're trying to attack his credibility. You understand that, right? You understand what they're really doing is not attacking Andrew as a man. They're trying to attack his credibility for what he's saying, because what he's saying is it flies in the face of what they're trying to push, the agendas that they need to move forward. The red pill in particular cannot exist without feminism. It's just the way it is. They can't do it. It doesn't. Without feminism, red pill simply fades away into the nothingness from which it came. And red pill creators would be exposed for the grifters, the true grifters, the true con artists that they are. And yes, I literally said red pill creators largely are con artists. They all sell some fucking program. They all have some fucking course that you can take. They all offer private coaching and all of this other bullshit to make money off of desperate men. I had a conversation, talked about this a little bit over the last couple of days, but I was having a conversation with someone, private conversation. Not going to name any names, and I'm not going to give you too many details, so is what it is. If their feelings are hurt, they can certainly reach out to me and we'll talk about it. But the gist is this. All of the red pill nonsense about how to gain a high value woman is garbage. It doesn't mean anything. The descriptors for young men, or for men in general, get in some kind of shape, get your money right, have morals, read. Hey, Tyler, what's up, man? I'm going to throw you the link. Give me a second. I got to figure out where the fuck I put my Discord. There you go. Yeah, the phrase high value woman shouldn't exist. So I'm having a conversation with this nut job, red pillar, who's trying to convince me for some reason that the prescription I clicked the wrong button, Tyler. I apologize. There you go, man. You got it. So I'm having a conversation with this guy, and I'm telling him that the tenets of red pill, the descriptors, are nothing new. Look at the nightly code. Look at any doctrine throughout history, and it said the same damn thing. Be a fucking man. Get your money right. Live within your means. Read. Educate yourself. Have a skill. Once you have a skill, get another skill. Be prepared to defend yourself. These are not new tenets, gentlemen, ladies. This is nothing new. Been around a long time. Around a long time. It only seems new because it's been packaged. It's got a neat little name from The Matrix. Cool movie. Argue with a red pillar. When I argue with a red pillar, they're like, well, I agree with you, brother. This is just our descriptor. And I said, what about all the prescriptors? You tell men that women are going to fuck them over. Relationships are transactional. Body count somehow all of a sudden fucking matters. Like body count is your measure of morality, and that's fucked up. So I'm having this conversation. We're going back and forth, and it's being we're actually being really civil, to be honest with you. We're actually being it's a back and forth. We're even. But then I point out that every time he mentions the red pill, what he's really talking about, what he's really asserting, has nothing to do with what the red pill actually is trying to do. And that every time you attack feminism, and anyone who really attacks feminism, the red pillars go after those people. Pearl Davis attacks feminism. Fucking Rollo can't stand her, even though they say the exact same things. But it's different. It's different. If Pearl says the same thing Rollo says, it's different somehow. Why? Well, because she's a woman saying it. Okay, fair enough. because she's not attaching prescriptors in a lot of cases. And when she does, those prescriptors are anti-feminist. And now they're going after Andrew. I've heard a couple of different reasons why. I've heard that they're pissed because they feel like that Andrew is one of them or represents himself as a red pillar. And they're mad because they have suddenly, after he's been talking about it for years, suddenly they realize that, oh shit, Andrew married a woman with children. Holy shit. What a fucking revelation. Like seriously, what the fuck? Pearl is a plant. She has the same agent as Candace Owens, maybe. I don't know that for sure. I don't believe anything anybody says about anybody. I think Pearl has her own problems. I don't particularly care for Pearl. I mean, she's been on the show a couple of times. I've called into her show a couple of times. Glenn was a great friend to Pearl. I have no feelings about Pearl one way or the other. I think she's a good content creator. I think that she had a great following. I think she had a great message. And then she went a little bit sideways and kind of lost sight of the message. That's okay. Who cares? We all do that sometimes. Totally cool. Not that big a deal to do that. But huh. Yeah. But at any rate, it's eat my left nut. What's up, man? I think I've seen you in here before. At any rate, you know the whole it's very interesting and it's really stupid, to be honest, that that these guys seem to be going after Andrew, who is not one of them. Again, Andrew, Christian nationalist, pretty much the furthest thing you can get from red pill. I mean, okay, now again, a lot of these tenets cross over. You know, Cam, I actually agree with this to a large degree. I live in a reality. There's no world where raising another man's seed is a better outcome than not doing so. Resources to something you didn't make doesn't make sense. It's honorable as cope. I'm gonna disagree with you, Cam, and I'll get into why in just a second. I will say that I couldn't do it. I mean, I just can't. $20 comes in from the Department of Numismatics. Mr. Boulay has stepped up to the plate, sent in a big 20. By the way, guys, I suck at grifting. If you could send in a few bucks here and there, it really helps the channel out. It helps me do really cool shit like the event last weekend. Red pillars can't stand up to our Irish mob boss. That's right. They need to wash with tactical soap from Grondyke's soap company. Wash away any feminist funk with Grid's Musk, our strongest soap. So stack some gold and try tactical soap today. You heard it from the man. Be better than you are. You thought they were all butt buddies? No, I don't know about that. Anyway, so here's the thing. The red pill guys are kind of going nuclear because Andrew's kind of gone after him in the past. And they see this, I believe that they see this as a sign of weakness. And now they're trying to go after him on the grounds that he is not red pill when he's been representing himself as red pill. Andrew has constantly said that he is not red pill. I've said he's not red pill. I told Rolo to his fucking face, well, on panel, that Andrew is not red pill. Rolo argued with me. Rolo just wants to include any strong masculine content creator as red pill, and that's pretty gay, honestly. But then again, maybe Rolo is gay. Yeah, Pent can come up. Throw him the link. It is a chill stream. At any rate, Cam, I want to address this stepkid stuff. So me personally, I really could not do that. Now, I was a stepchild, right? Like, I had a stepdad. And I got to be honest, man. He didn't do a good job, right? Like, he sucked at it. He wasn't ready to be a dad. He didn't know what he was getting his ass into. My mom and him had my half brother. It was a lot. It was tough for him. But he did it. And he stayed. He didn't puss out. Now, I got to be honest, man. I dated a chick with kids right before. Right about the time and I've told this story. I'll go into a little bit more depth. I was dating this woman, had a lovely little girl. I don't know how old she was, like 5, maybe. I don't know. And I spent like a week debating with myself about whether or not I could actually be father to that little girl. And the answer is no. The answer is I couldn't do it. I kind of wanted to try, but my depth of understanding of the high percentage chance that I would suck at it and fail meant that I was just not going to do it. And I just wasn't gonna fuck up somebody else's life. Right?
So I just want to say Andrew is not a stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up.
That's solid, man. I like that. Your mic sucks, by the way.
Oh, it's just over here. I got to move it over. I'm trying to get this new setup down. I'll move it over here. That being said, yeah, no, like at the end of the day, like raising somebody else's kid it's not demeaning in any way. It's people can get into relationships can fail. Sure. Divorce is just fine. If everything was done properly in that marriage and the marriage just ended because it wasn't compatible, maybe you got into it too young with the wrong person, that's absolutely fine. You can see what's happening in real time. You saw Charlie struggling in a debate. She did better than a lot of people gave her credit for. She wasn't completely awful.
Tyler.
She had a couple good points.
God, you're always trying to play to the middle of every.
No. I'm saying she lost.
Who had a couple of good points?
Charlie had one or two solid rebuttals there.
Not about the stepkid stuff.
No. This
really
when she, I could get into it with you.
We will. We'll
yeah,
do that later.
let's get
I don't
into
give a shit about what Charlie did. What Charlie said is pretty relevant to all this.
But yeah, I was just she brought it up because obviously she was in a bad spot. She was embarrassed. She was getting attacked.
She just got 6 hours of beatdown.
Yeah. Like, and she's a former lesbian, or she can't handle a whole fist like that. Obviously, she's not. But like
former lesbian, I think she's probably still at least half lesbian.
I think it was a low kick in the dick for her. Probably not her greatest moment on the internet. I talked to her after that, and she said that was kind of remorseful that she did that, but now she's online taking victory laps and trying to get fame out of it. So maybe she changed her mind on that.
That's a whole other issue. We can get into that in a minute because I think that's detestable as well. But my problem right now is with all these red pill dudes that are going around and basically trying. And I don't know if you. So I don't normally pay much attention to X. X to me is a cesspool, filth, and slime, and just don't like going there. But I got tagged in some shit, so I go over take a look at it, and it's Rachel, having a conversation about something, and somebody steps up and starts talking about baby daddies. What's really interesting to me is I have never defined a baby daddy as a man that was in a committed relationship and that relationship ended. I've never heard that term used in that way. Am I wrong? Have you guys seen that? I don't know. Maybe I am that fucking old that I just don't these newfangled kids say.
It's a smear job. It's a smear job by people there's people that got beat, their asses beat in debates. Some people just don't like his politics. Some people don't like him personally. Some people just see it as chaos, as a ladder. It's their opportunity to get some views on their small channels. Just opportunistic people trying to do a hit job. It's not a real thing.
I agree with you. That's a big part of it, but it's even some of the bigger content creators are saying it. And it's just random people on X as well. I mean random, but people that comment, live their lives on X. Here's where I'm at kind of bad on it, right? Is there's a I think this idea behind step parents is kind of fucked up. I agree. I'm gonna put this up here. Raging Patriot 7076er, I totally understand this. Stepdaddy ain't for me. Sorry, but if I can't raise them as if they were my own, then there's no point in it. Baby daddy and mom always fighting and telling me I can't raise them like that. Fuck that. I totally get that. It seems like that's not the case with Andrew's. Who's Jason from?
That's Sparky.
It's Aircraft Sparky. What's up, Aircraft Sparky? Okay, your mic's not working. So
he's in my Discord. That's why.
Yeah. So with I don't think that's true in every case, because my stepdad raised me as his kid. I didn't actually know he was my stepdad until I was probably 12, 13. Before that really, before we really talked about that. Mikey Balls says, I had a child in wedlock. I'm no longer with the mother. I'm not a baby daddy. I'm the father of my child. Right. Yeah, I see. That is the distinction I make. Raging Patriot says, I treated those girls as if they were my own. I went to all their games and functions. The father was jealous of me doing that and didn't like my way of discipline. Yes, that's a fair point, right? And that would have to be that's actually one of the reasons why I could not marry this. I couldn't I couldn't go further in a relationship with the girl I was talking about who had the little.
Can you hear me now?
Little girl. You're very low.
Okay.
How
about now?
Yeah, that's good.
It's better.
There we go.
Yeah, right there. That's good. So the reason I couldn't go any further in that relationship was I didn't know the dad. I knew he was kind of sort of peripherally in the picture, but I didn't really want to. I didn't want that shit. You know what I mean? And it just wasn't going to work for me. Because it could have become something like what Raging Patriot's talking about, right? There's always, there's always that possibility of jealousy. I know, Mikey and I have talked a little bit about, what's going on with his kid and his ex. Not much. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't talk about his relationship or whatever, but I couldn't do it. And I applaud Andrew for being able to do it and be successful at it.
I did it.
You did it?
It's not. No, I am a stepfather. I have no biological children of my own.
Okay.
Because of my job in the service, I was exposed to high levels of RF radiation, which took away my ability to have
Right,
children.
nuts.
So I find it laughable and ignorance to act like raising a child that is not yours biologically is somehow cuck action.
We'll get into that in a minute.
That is the gayest shit I've ever heard, and it's from insecure. I actually consider this to be insecurity, literally from people who haven't done anything themselves, evidently.
Well, no, I mean, again, we have, one of my chatters was just saying that, he treated these kids as his own, and the bio dad, or whatever the fuck you kids call them these days, the father of those children got
the deadbeat.
Well,
the dad
okay.
beat.
Now I didn't have, so I was lucky. I didn't have to deal with the biological father.
Right.
Biological father was a horrible piece of shit. In fact, I flew up to New Jersey one time to punch him in the face, and then flew back home that same day.
Fair enough.
Because
right.
he would not even call. He wouldn't even pick up the phone for his own fucking son.
Yeah.
Anybody can be a father. They can father a child. Not every man can actually be a dad.
Yeah.
And there is a big difference. And the people who want to look down on Andrew because he decided to be a dad. He decided to be a dad.
Yeah, I don't think people are looking. Well, all right. So I think some people are just kind of like, wow, that's, they've known this all along. Andrew makes no secret about it. But there's this thing since Charlie called him out on it, and let me first of all, let me lay the stage here, because I think it's important. Charlie used flawed information from someone known as Tree of Logic.
Oh God, that thing.
And most of the information was false. About all they really got right was that Rachel had 2 marriages.
Mm-hmm.
She did get divorced, or she had a long-term relationship that didn't end in marriage, but they did have a child together.
Yeah.
Then she had a marriage that lasted at least 3 years, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that relationship turned abusive. During her obviously fleeing that and going through the divorce process, I think that's when she met Andrew and, started dating and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know the whole story because I've never bothered to ask Andrew because it's none of my damn business.
Thank you. I like that.
But there's about the only thing about the only correct information that Charlie had was that there were 2 other fathers and there were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Basically missed the fact that, long-term high school sweetheart relationship with the original, and then the second was was marriage, right? I don't know, but the way I count it, I'm pretty sure Rachel has only been with 3 dudes, right?
I don't even think that. I don't even think.
I know it's not that important, but when you're calling someone a whore,
that is the claim.
When you're making the claim that someone is promiscuous and a whore, and have been with 3 people, that seems to nullify that, right?
Coming from an OnlyFans model though is rich.
Well, she wasn't an OnlyFans model.
Yeah, not Rachel. Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's not an OnlyFans model.
I thought Charlie was an OnlyFans model.
No, she used to be trans or something.
Oh, well, that's even worse.
Charlie is it? You guys are trying to jump ahead. Calm down, man. Rein it in a little. You guys are trying to jump ahead too far. And Andrew rightfully was pissed when Charlie made the really ridiculous statement that Rachel would not have been promiscuous if she had aborted those children.
Yeah, that
And
that was.
Because
I
that
got to
makes
be
no
honest, if
sense.
I had been sitting across that table, I'm going to tell you right now, I am not the man Andrew is. I have a temper that I keep under control by like this much. And it would have been really bad. I cannot, I honestly, I don't know how Andrew was able to control himself as much as he did. Because if someone told me that it would have been that my wife would have been better off to have aborted our children, I would have literally lost my shit. Like,
I've punched men in the face for less.
It doesn't even make sense when you think about it. Like your promiscuity level is how many people you have sex with, not how many kids you have, regardless
and
of
why?
Well, it's not even
Yeah.
that, is it?
Promiscuity
It's
is
not even just how many people you have sex with.
It's
How many people you
why.
have sex with
Yeah,
without
it's
why.
context, yeah.
Exactly,
It has
Grid.
no bearing. The abortion part has zero bearing on promiscuity. It's fucking stupid. And again, that's why I think she's getting her ass whooped, and she just wanted to throw a punch out there.
Yeah. Well, you can tell that it was like a. She knew she got roasted in the debate, and that was her chance to try to get Andrew set off. But they're redefining all these words to make their points.
She did good in that matter. And look, I look at it like this. A lot of people want to say, "Oh, Andrew is not living his values." Andrew is definitely living his values, and here's why. We have all sinned and fallen short of the grace.
Well, we're going to get into the religious aspect. Let me read this super chat. I'm going to take us into the religious aspect of why Charlie is fucking wrong and everybody else is wrong. $5 comes in from Mr. Boulay, Department of Numismatics. Is there a difference between dating a divorced single mom versus a widower single mom? There is. It's a small one most of the time, but it can be a large one on occasion. A widower, father's not in the, or pardon me, a widowed woman there's no dad in that picture. The problem is usually that the father is still out there somewhere. This is why I couldn't do it. I don't have the personality to have to explain my actions to really anyone, much less some dude that fucked off out of this woman's life. Right? Like I'm just going to be, I can't do it. Is it a big difference? Some cases I don't think it is, because the dude's out of the picture, doesn't care, checked out, whatever. You know, comes around for Christmas and that's it. Whatever. Anyway, let's talk about. So here's my problem with. All right. So first of all, my big problem with the red pill guys is Andrew's not red pill. We all know that. Okay. The big problem I have with people who try and come at this from a religious aspect, or trying to say that it's not moral to. It's somehow immoral to take stepchildren. Well, you're fucking wrong. Because throughout the Bible, you will see where when men would divorce their wives for adultery, or women would divorce their husbands for, there was like 2 or 3 different things they could divorce for. Those women would be taken in by another man who would eventually make them their wife. And that's why Solomon had 300 wives or whatever it was for, and King David had however many he had. It's not because they were out courting all these women. It was that men would die, men would do stupid shit, right? Or get cast out or whatever. And those women have to have, there has to be a father for the child. Throughout history, there has to be a father in a home. It can't just be there were no single moms in history. There just weren't. like you can't find them. Not even in fairy tales. Like it just doesn't happen. So Only in modernity do we have the idea of the single mom and champion single moms. So Sparky's right. Biblically, historically, however you want to look at it, stepdads have always been a thing. And an honorable thing, right?
I look at it like
You're still a little low, Sparky. Let me.
Okay.
Pentuple, I'll be your stepdad.
I'll turn it up.
Speak into the mic.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Okay. First of all, I don't take religious interpretations from fucking heathens.
Sure.
So like Tyler, if Tyler says anything about my religion, normally I'll just say, I hear what you're saying. I don't care. You're a fucking heathen anyway. And I'll move on because their opinion, they're uneducated. They're not part of the religion.
I go to church.
Yeah, only because your wife
as of like
makes
a month
you.
ago.
It doesn't matter why I go.
We're
I
proud
listen.
that
You don't believe in any
we're
of it,
proud
so I
that you
don't
go.
care.
All right. So
We're happy
But-
for you.
But I look at it.
Getting him in the door is the first step.
Yeah. And
He's
look,
on the way.
I welcome him into the house of the Lord. But as far as it's all concerned, at the end of the day, he is a non-believing heathen who goes only because his wife forces him to. I hope he is impressed with the Spirit of the Lord and brought to the truth. But until then, I'm not going to take interpretations from him
He's a
because
clean heathen.
yeah. But I think when people who speak on things that they know not, that they don't understand about, and look, I am not a biblical scholar or anything like that. I know what I believe, and you know what? Sometimes I am wrong, and my rabbi will tell me, hey, you've got the wrong
You're
interpretation
Jewish.
of this.
I forgot. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Messianic Jew. So,
I forgot.
yeah, Jews with Jesus.
I I was at Debate Con last week.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
James Life Talks was there. I, for some reason, always thought James was like Methodist or backwoods Pentecostal, something like that.
Yeah.
But he's Jewish.
Yeah.
Ew.
The fuck away. I was like, seriously? And he's like, yeah, I'm. He's.
Can we just address the point real quick that Sparky just made that if you don't have a uterus, you don't get to talk about abortion arguments about religion? Yes, you
That
did.
is not what I said at all.
That's what
so
you
different.
did.
No, dude. Look, I know that you're bad faith in like 20% of everything you do, and that's okay, you heathen.
That's what you did.
No, if I am not going to take any religious interpretations from an illiterate person who cannot speak the language. Okay,
I am not going to listen to anyone talk about abortion that doesn't have a uterus. I'm sorry.
No, the
It's
difference
illiterate.
is you're
You don't
not a
understand.
believer. You're
Well,
not approaching the
I actually-
doctrine as a
I
believer.
don't know
Your
that
like
that's-
intent is to understand it from like a secular perspective. You're not a believer.
Israel.
Okay, yeah. See, that don't work on me. That works on Juicebergs.
That was for
Yeah.
Chad.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I love this. I love this from Cam. What a loser. He does things that makes his wife happy. Exactly.
Yeah,
No, that's what we are proud of Tyler for going to church. We love that Tyler goes to
Cam
church.
must be.
And
Cam
one
is
day-
on a roll tonight. He's been out on a boat for a couple of months. He's in there. They had like really in the wrong part of the ocean.
I'm going to take her to a synagogue.
Also, I
Is
wonder
this
if
what it
out
looks
on
like
a
when
hill.
gays support each other?
yes, you should.
I wouldn't know. I mean, somebody's going to have to tell me because I'm not up on
He
that.
said it was normal to fuck your brother's wife then. They say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
did
read
nothing
that
wrong."
too. It was not normal, but if your brother died, you were expected to take, control. of
Hey,
it.
Hunter Biden did it.
Hunter Biden did nothing wrong.
He did. He fucked his brother died of brain cancer, and then he got his wife addicted to crack and was banging her. She's the one that threw up the gun.
I don't want to get into Hunter Biden because there's so much twisted, nasty stuff there. Pint, what's up, man? What did you steal Gibbs' cat?
No, this is my cat. His cat is much fatter than mine.
Well,
There's
Gibbs'
jokes
cat-
there.
No, it's true. It's true. Gibbs'
uh,
cat is as big as Gibbs. You can tell it's his cat.
how's Texas, man?
Texas is great. Texas is awesome. And shout out to you for hosting the grid. I've been calling it GridCon. I don't know if you had a name for the
That's a better
event.
name for it.
Yeah,
That's
GridCon was awesome.
So how did you really enjoy it? Did you go to DebateCon at all, or did you just go to my event and then call it a day?
I did make it to DebateCon. I didn't have the me and Sadie couldn't afford the tickets, but we did hang out at we were at the bar the next night. I know we saw you there.
Oh yeah.
We couldn't get Tyler to come out, but we did want to come out for your event. We were really excited for that, and I really didn't know that I was debating until I got there.
Well, that's Gibbs's fault.
It worked out.
I'll show you that. I will show you the messages.
Well, color me surprised that. Yeah,
and
honestly, Pentuple did good in the debates, and you did a great job setting up the venue and everything. And
very much.
I was on Rob's earlier today, and I mean the only thing the only criticism I had was Gibbs, and that's because Gibbs is lush, and I just don't think.
I thought Gibbs actually really added a lot, because if we had someone like Sarah or Speakeasy or any of these other schmucks moderating, it would not have been a good show.
Well, I think
great.
Gibbs needed to be subbed out maybe after 3 or 4. It looked like by the 4th debate he was pretty tired.
Let me
no, it was perfect.
Something about that, and it's not my fault. It's not Gibbs's fault. It's nobody's fault. But I said, hey, I don't know who all is going to be there. I talked to Gibbs. I talked to Rob Knorr, and I said, look, could you guys swap off as the moderator and just do commentary and that sort of thing? And Gibbs was like, yeah, I'll do that. And Rob was like, yep, I'll do that. He's like, I'm probably gonna get there relatively early, but I do have to do some debate prep with Andrew. The problem is that the debate prep with Andrew and Rachel and Jake Rattlesnake, it turned into they started at 10 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and it went until 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Or 6:30. They didn't even get there until 7. And so Gibbs was on his own moderating the whole day.
Oh, and look,
it's brutal.
The only thing, my only complaint would have been just the fact that he was a little inebriated. Other than that, he did a good job. You did a great job setting it up.
Positive feedback. I'm just kidding. Not my own.
I actually did think that the more inebriated he got, the easier he was, and the more relaxed he was, and I felt like he needed to be a little bit relaxed in that.
Well, and that's something I couldn't judge over the camera. I wish I could have went. In fact, you announced today that you're considering doing one in April. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And we'll go ahead and talk about that just to take some. Then we'll revisit the red pill drama and whatever else bullshit we want to talk about. It is a chill stream. We can talk about whatever. So my wife went to the event with the party that Andrew threw, right, at Garth Brooks' place, or the Friends in Low Places bar downtown. Mm-hmm. My wife and I show up, and she was really surprised at how many people came over and said, hey man, I really enjoyed the event you put on last night. It was great. It was this, and I love this. Hope you do it again. It's the high point of the weekend. It's like DebateCon is cool, but this was even next level. And and I told my wife, I'm like, there was no arguments except the debates. There was nobody yelling at each other except for Avarice just being Avarice, right?
Yeah.
It was just,
dude, the fact that you got Tom Foolery to come out, I really got to tip my hat to Tom Foolery for showing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look, him and Rob had a good discussion. Mm-hmm. I can't call it a debate because I feel like Tom Foolery seeded the debate at the very beginning, going by the prompt. But other than that, I mean, look, he came out and he did the damn thing. He did it well.
Yeah.
I still, if I was grading it, of course, I would give it to Rob the win. And for more reasons than just me agreeing with his point of view, I just think rhetorically he did a better job. But other than that, the fact that he showed up, dude, in what would be considered an adversarial audience.
Well, let me finish
with grace.
let me finish this about Gibbs, and we're going to get into some of the challenges that we faced. But anyway, so everyone loved the event. It blew my wife away. My wife was just like, I can't believe this response to this. In her mind, I just threw a party.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I think everybody just really, really enjoyed it. And she's like, so we were driving home and she's like, you should do this like every couple of months. And I'm like, there's no fucking way I could do it every couple of months. Like it's a lot of damn work. And so we were talking about it on the drive home from the party. And then a little bit after that, at the end of the weekend. And eventually it's like, maybe we just do them every so often. Now that I have it down, so this event cost me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it, I probably didn't need to spend. I could have, there were things that I know I can do better. So I think I can cut my cost in half. To be honest, I think
a bold assertion. I mean, I don't know what all you spent on, mind you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'll break it down. I mean, I can break it down. So we spent.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent $2,300 renting the venue. I spent roughly $1,500 on the catering. The security was $900. I had all of the equipment that I needed, but I had to order some cables. I had to. I bought like a couple of chairs and a couple of tables, just because I didn't have 3 tables. I bought all of the party decorations, the rental for the chairs, the tables, and the trailer to take all the shit there. Mm-hmm. I probably spent about another couple of $3,000 and all of that. So that takes us up to like, where are we at now? We're like $6,000 or $7,000. And then there was, I haven't been paid back for it yet, but I paid for an Airbnb for some of the people, that came in. I paid for, some other stuff. There was, what else I did? I paid for insurance this time.
Mm-hmm. Smart, actually. Very smart on that.
Yeah.
At that point,
I didn't need to. I actually ended up not needing. I obviously they're not going to refund me.
Yeah.
But the venue has insurance.
Oh, okay.
So did the security guys. So we actually had 3 policies on the thing.
From my understanding, when you work with security, you always want them to have their own security if you can. And
they have 2 different kinds of insurance they have to have. So, but anyway, so that was I just spent a lot on stuff that I would not pay if I were not going to do it. I would, first of all, I think he'll give me the venue for less next time.
Yeah,
because we're super easy to deal with. He had blast, the guy who owns the place. Now, I will say that between the time I booked it and the time we had the event, he raised the hourly rental rate to $500 an hour.
Okay.
So, obviously, there's now would be like, I wouldn't rent it now just because it would be too expensive, but I would like to do the same venue. I wouldn't do the security the way that I did it this time.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't carry, knowing that that both the venue has it, or that the venue has a insurance policy. I wouldn't do my own insurance policy. I wouldn't rent the same things from the same people. I ended up spending a good bit of time and money going back and forth to the rental places. That obviously costs money. There's just to break it all down, I think it would cost me going forward. I think I can get the venue for maybe $2,000. No, he did not raise the prices during the event. If you go to rent that venue right now, it's $500 an hour. I had already prepaid, so I only paid like $2,300, I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Chat. The chat was like, he raised the prices in the middle. No, he raised his prices after I'd already booked it, but I'd already booked it and paid him, so he couldn't, Anyway.
Well, that's probably negotiable too. I mean, especially
I'm
since
certain
you already rented from him before.
Yeah. And he likes us. I mean, he liked me, liked the event. We made it super easy. We cleaned everything up. It looked better when we left than it did when we showed up. And everybody loves that. They just do. And so I think I can get the venue for $2,000. I think I will either buy my own chairs and tables next time, or I will rent them differently because I overpaid. By a good bit.
Well, I didn't get to see the quality of the chairs for what you
They were
had
just
for the
resin fold. So all right, so I didn't get the steel folding Samsonite chairs. I got the nicer padded resin chairs. They were nice. They were more money to rent.
But it's about quality at that point, and you're trying to make sure the audience is comfortable because they're going to be there for multiple hours.
Right.
Which is why
I just overspent. I didn't know any better. What's part of it's question just not knowing any better, and part of it is a question of expediency. I didn't, because I was literally last minute renting the chairs and tables. I had to pay last minute pricing.
Yeah.
So, Sidehound Siege. I can't believe I still have a wrench here. Hope you're doing well, Grid, and that DebateCon was a successful event. Yes, that's what we're talking about right now, Siege. And you do still have. Why would I not give? Why would I take your wrench away? Thank you for the $4.99.
I wanted to ask you this. Was it hard to get people to actually participate in that event, and do you think that you would be able to do this over 1.5 days? Because I think expanding it to like an evening on a Friday and then an all-day Saturday event, I think that could really draw more people. And since you're doing it in a semi-local event center, it's easier for you to set up and everything. Where James, he I think lives in Texas, and he does debate.
He lives in Arizona.
Events. Oh, okay.
But he likes to do shit. Maybe he lives in Texas. I don't know.
Yeah. But it seems like he's done different areas every time, and I think that's good.
Yeah,
I think if you're going to do, let's say biannual, twice a year events, doing it in a place that's local to you, since you're going to be the coordinator and stuff, I think that makes a lot of sense. Nashville is a great area. Central Tennessee is amazing. Yeah. So I love Tennessee myself. But do you think you would be able to get enough people to maybe fill an evening and a full day?
Yeah, I think so. And here's and so that's I was going to lead into that. So getting people was not a problem. Getting left-wing debaters was a huge fucking problem. The fact that tomfoolery showed up is amazing.
It is.
He drove up. Now, we did provide him with a place to stay. He stayed with Tyler and them. And so I did cover that for him. He just didn't have the money to chip in.
I cooked him breakfast and he didn't eat it.
I'm sorry.
He didn't trust you.
Ungrateful jerk.
I mean,
no, I wouldn't trust Tyler's breakfast either.
You ate my lunch the same fucking day, asshole.
I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, you're not a leftist, Pentuple. Anyway,
that's true.
So and look, Tom's not even a real leftist. He's a lot like my grifter over here. He's a centrist at best. He just agrees with leftist policies right now because he hates Trump.
And that's fine. I mean, look, He's Connor. He's Connor, except probably more of a man than Connor.
Yes, he probably is. He's been to prison, so probably.
Yeah. Well, look, Connor was in the Marine Corps, which is like being in prison, except more rape. So
maybe I don't know. But at any rate,
that's funny.
I had Enemy Charlie booked. Enemy Charlie had to cancel. She had a prior thing that we kind of knew might happen in the same window as my event, and so it ended up being that she could come out on Friday and do my event, but she'd have to fly out Friday night to be back in California to do this other thing that she had to do. And she's like, I don't want to do that. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
I asked a bunch of lefties and none of them. Now I could have probably gotten Soy Pill, but I also have to think of, it's not just getting someone there. It has to be somebody that, like Tom, can put on a good show and is a professional.
I actually think Soy is a professional. He can put on a good show, and he's quite amicable. He's a little inflammatory at times.
I think
he's obtuse on Twitter, but he is actually fairly easy.
Well, so I'll tell you
sort of context.
I'll tell you, Rob Noor will not work with him because of past experiences.
Yes,
and honestly,
I'm very well aware of the incident.
That's something that he is going to have to deal with. Not Rob. I'm talking about Soy. Because he's really harmed himself in the debate sphere.
He's done that to more than just Rob.
Yeah,
he had a debate with me, and he was late. He didn't take it as seriously as a serious debate. And then I guess not fortunately, but there was a mix up between my wife and I about who was picking up our son. And I had to go pick my son up because my wife was still, 30 minutes away or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to go do that. And he kind of tried to make it out like I was running. And I'm like, dude, you were fucking late as shit. Like, what the hell? And then every time I've interacted with him, my entire thought process about Soy Pill is he's disingenuous, he lies, and he's a troll. And so that doesn't make good TV for me.
No, it doesn't. But like
Soy Pill is off the list.
I've done a show with him. I think like if you were actually talk to him and basically set a contract, I think he would honor said contract. But you would have to because he thinks it's for the lulz, but he's trying to make a career, and if he wants to make a career doing it, then he's going to have to learn how to be a professional. I don't think he wants
to be a professional debater. I think he wants to be. I think he wants to be a rhetoric guy. I think he wants to be a commentator. I don't think he wants to be a debater. I don't think he wants to be seen as a debater. I think he's only doing it to gain attention. But the problem is, it's kind of talking out of school here, but whatever. So somebody with Soy Pill's pull should have already been picked up by one of the big Democrat PACs and machines, and they wouldn't even allow him to go on to like Sarah the Raging Tomato or anything like that. So
he has done too much sketchy shit that the DNC will not deal with him.
Right.
Like
because he's a troll.
Well, it's like Destiny. Destiny is not welcome in any DNC event. Period.
Yeah, but he's still getting paid by the PACs. He's still getting paid to bring people in, including Connor, for example.
Well, he's getting paid by nothing PACs. I mean, the Progressive Victory people are not serious, and neither are the Unfuck America people. They're all jokes. No one in the Democrat sphere of influence pays attention to them because they're insignificant.
Well, now they don't for sure because Destiny's gone completely off the fucking rails.
Yeah. Destiny was literally talking about how last night about how we should have Nuremberg style trials.
Yes, I heard that.
And look, if you really want to make sure that your career is over, work with Stephen Bonnell the third or second or whatever the hell he is.
Yeah,
you know, work with Consuela's fucking shame.
We're gonna actually, Jake Farr and I are starting a podcast. We're gonna get into that. How like there was speculation that he might have something on Connor, but Connor's been going on around the internet for 6 months saying Trump is a PDF file. We know it because of the Epstein files that blew up on him this week. He now has nothing to deflect away from him actually guarding somebody that had CP on his computer. All he's been doing is deflect. Well, Trump did this, so don't worry about Destiny. That's gone now.
Well, so the deal is, what was the name of the guy that actually took the shot at Trump? The weird
Thomas
kid,
Matthew Cooks.
The furry?
Thomas Cooks, and Connor are the same kind of Republican, except Thomas Cooks has balls. Jesus. Literally,
but
Connor has come out.
I don't think Cook was a Republican at all. I think he just gave money to the.
He was registered. He was registered as a Republican, just like Connor, but he donated money to the DNC, just like Connor.
What the report says it about the year?
No, he didn't. He didn't donate money to the DNC. He donated money to Antifa.
Oh well, yeah.
That was post 2020.
Thomas Cook and Connor are two totally different creatures. Similar.
Well, so
not quite the same.
COVID is what made him go from pro-Trump to anti-Trump.
So here's the deal. Here's why I compare those two. Supposedly there was some rhetoric where Crooks basically said that Trump was a kitty toucher, a diaper sniffer, whatever.
Well, I think that, but he was never actually a Republican. That the thing is that all of the rhetoric in everything they found in his place was all leftist stuff, right?
Neither is Connor. Connor claims to be a conservative. He claims to be a Burkean conservative, which a Burkean conservative is a progressive.
Yeah, no, and I think Connor's pretty clear about that. He's a progressive, and that and I fucking. It's so disingenuous when he says this shit that he is the proper Republican. He's the proper conservative. He's the real conservative because he's progressive and he's willing to work.
He's not aggressive
across the board, but he's a Democrat. He's
made. He is literally the most passive of all the most aggressive people because.
And I actually had considered having Connor at my event, but Rob Knorr and many other people despise him. And
that would actually be a good thing because I think Rob would still be a professional.
Connor threatened Rob.
Well, Connor acts like so he's actually gone on file claiming that if he thought someone was a diaper sniffer. Mm-hmm. That he would enact violence against them. Well, he thinks that about Trump, and yet it was Matthew Crooks that actually did something, not Connor. Connor would never do that because Connor's too pretty for jail, and his butthole was loosened up too much in the core.
Well, most of it's just
hold on. Let's not gloss over this Connor stuff, right? So first, Connor, the reason you could never have, and this is a problem with having leftists show up in person for anything, especially if you're going to put it out, if you're trying to do a show or you're trying to do a debate or like that. First, you have Connor and Destiny and basically anybody else on the left, and they will nuke your fucking stream.
Yes.
Connor will literally, he knows what TOS is, and he will literally break TOS to fuck you up.
Yeah, because he can't win on merit.
Yeah, what's that?
He can't win on merit.
Well, even if he's not, well, I mean, it doesn't matter if he's winning or losing. If he feels offended or something, he feels justified in destroying your channel.
Yes,
this is something that we couldn't have live. This is another problem. One of the reasons I didn't invite Connor, because, or even extend the offer was, now it's not that he couldn't show up, right? Like I went, actually, I've been trying to figure out a little bit more about Connor. and understand, what his points and perspectives are, because I really do think that he has been deflecting. He's been sweeping for Destiny so hard he's got fucking blisters. That's
his entire channel. His entire political channel is Stephen Bonnell's mystery review.
Yeah.
But
again,
basically him. He doesn't have principle, in my opinion. No, so the way I see him is he is chasing money.
You just described every leftist. That's one of the reasons why we have such a hard time getting good leftists, even on the debate show. Like tomorrow night, Tyler will send out the lib signal to get all the liberals here. We'll get 3 or 4.
It's a rainbow colored flag.
And we'll get 3 or 4, and they'll debate. And we've actually had really good luck getting good liberals that won't break TOS, that won't nuke your channel if they lose. We've actually had really good luck, but other channels don't have that. And you have guys like Soy Pill who will literally break TOS because what they know is they're not going to get punished on Twitch. They'll barely get punished on YouTube. And so, like when Connor got Rob nuked for 30 days, Connor got a week, or maybe it was 2 days, pat on the wrist. And he's the one that actually said the things that broke TOS. And Wick didn't even get anything. And it was on his channel. And so,
if I remember right, I swear that it was on Rob's channel. It was
no, it was on Wick's panel. And Wick was hosting Connor versus Rob, and Rob had Connor completely tied in a knot, and Connor broke TOS like 5 or 6 times, knowingly, just kept doing it.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And knowing because he knows because he's Destiny's friend, because not with Twitch on but he's Wick's friend. Wick didn't even get any kind of punishment, even though it happened on his show.
Well, his benefactor, the Lincoln Project, Valor Media, which by the way is ran by pedos, confirmed. And Connor says that he would take out every pedo he could if he could. That's the man thing to do, but he works for them.
No, Trump is so uniquely bad, though, that you have to work with the PDF files to stop him. That's why
he has since stopped doing that, partially because Valor Media and the Lincoln Project has told him that we will not pay you. We will cancel your contract because I guess there's a morality clause in it, as there should be, and he violated that. So he has been reprimanded on that. But no, if you were to bring someone like him in, who is a wild card who will do things to nuke, we'd like to have you, but first we need you to sign this. Yes, run it by your lawyer. Basically, where
do it even if
but you put a monetary attachment to it. So if you violate this, it's $15,000. He can't afford that.
Yeah, but I would have to enforce it, and it would cost me a bunch of money to sue his dumbass. And he knows that.
Yes, but
contracts are meaningless with people who don't believe in contracts.
I think the approach we would actually want to take, and I think it isn't impossible to have 2 right-wingers debate and have a very interesting,
and that's what we did. That's what we ended up doing.
In my opinion, is to get lefties in here is make the event such that they want to be there rather than try to drag them in. Because even with whether you're dragging them in or not, a lot of these lefties aren't interesting. They don't have very well thought out points. A lot of them are very generic and just trolls or follow whatever their narrative is. So I liked the debate I had with Fabian. We didn't have to go down all these stupid leftist narratives.
Well, it was an awesome debate. All of the debates were great. I listened to them, and they were all great. Even JS and Wicked Wally debating prohibition was awesome.
I enjoyed Tyler's debate. I really enjoyed Tyler's debate.
Jake VO Pod that was just unreal. Like it was so good. And
he's
look,
entertaining, and I lack that a lot. It was good to have him on the stage with me.
What's really interesting is that these guys are like, Tyler and I were talking about it, and I'm like, I got to find somebody to debate Jake, and do you know any leftists? And he's like, well, we could do the Israel debate. But the problem is that's nuclear material.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, if you think about what we did, is we had the Israel-Palestine, should U.S. be involved, debate, and we didn't get demonetized. We didn't get deplatformed. Nobody got banned. I mean, like, we ran right up to the edge, man. And those two guys, and I told them, I'm like, look, I want you to have the debate. Do whatever you want. Just don't break TOS. If you can do it without breaking TOS, is literally exactly what I told him. If you can do it without breaking TOS, we'll do it. Get anywhere near it, we're just going to cut the commercial. Like, we're done. We're instantly going to, like, and literally that guy that was serving as my tech guy, he literally had his finger on the dump button the whole time. Like, he was just waiting for them to go over the edge. But they ran right up to it, and it was.
Isn't that weird, Tyler?
Awesome. That's professionalism. I like that.
What's that?
No, I don't find it weird at all. Actually, I don't think it's that one topic either.
We didn't have to worry about that for any other topic. Just that one, right? That's not weird at all.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Pentuple, we can get you to spurg out over almost anything.
No, not true.
It's true. Talk about the weather. He's going to start about people.
I'll tell you that Fabian's debate with Pentuple was awesome as well. The best part of that is Pentuple showed up not knowing he was going to debate. Gibbs never told him. Gibbs,
I thought they were trolling me. I thought they were joking because I was talking to Sadie all day. I was like, I'm so glad I'm not debating tonight. Like, I just get to go and meet all these people.
He thought you were trolling him.
Gibbs and Jake both told me. But actually, I actually like how it worked out because I enjoyed the debate, and I do enjoy debating, and I didn't have to deal with all the stress and anxiety of it. I just got there and was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm debating. It doesn't. Yeah. I don't have to stress about like looking.
You could address that.
I didn't get the prep, but I felt like it.
You looked like you needed to be on a beach somewhere. You could have dressed a little better.
Yeah, well,
he didn't know he was debating, so
being nice about it.
And
that's another reason I'm glad I wasn't going up against some wacko leftist. Fabian was like, here's the topic, here's some arguments I'm gonna make. Like, let's
Scott's
just have a nice,
awesome
good debate. Yeah, shout out to Fabian. Scott. I don't know
he was awesome.
People call him. Yeah, he was very kind about it.
And the debate between Rob and Tomfoolery, they decided the topic 10 minutes before they walked up the stairs. If that. It was probably 5 minutes. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
And they did that debate cold. And it was so good. It was
a little secret. So Rob does all of his debates cold.
Well, he'll
admit
does
that.
debate prep, and I know for a fact that Tomfoolery likes to do debate prep.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that I knew that they've both been debating kind of the similar things. They just hadn't debated each other on these things. And so there was going to be something that they were going to have both debated well enough that they were comfortable debating it. And it ended up being left versus right violence.
Yeah.
The one thing I wish Rob had made the point of is that it is exactly true that the right is more lethal. When we choose to do violence, we are far better at it.
Well,
but the left, by sheer volume, is more violent. They're just bad at it. They just suck at it.
I would argue part of that is because conviction. So
yeah, if you finally drive somebody on the right to want to hurt you, they're going to hurt you.
Well, so when I was at January 6th, I was on the side of the Supreme Court. I went there with the intention of filming what happened because I knew things were going to happen. Mm-hmm. You could feel it in the air. You could see the tension.
Now I need Tim here.
And
Sixer.
Anyway, so when things started, I noticed that there was some provocateurs. In fact, later we found out that multiple of them were federal agents of some sort or another, of different three-lettered agencies. Most of the ATF and FBI were the ones that were doing most of the work out there in the area I was at. Got some great pictures of them too. During the Proud Boys, not the Proud Boys, but the 3%er trials, they got outed using my photographs. I was working with the defense team on that. I just had to sign what is it called, Pentuple? Was it an affidavit of authenticity, or like I did
Probably.
a deposition given the authenticity of the pictures and stuff. But yeah, that's what I actually contributed to that. I was paid by the defense to do that because of the footage and stuff that I put out. But when everything started breaking down, the order, you could literally watch the blue-haired MAGA mamas and all that other stuff that were there. There was righteous indignation in their actions. You saw that they were legitimately willing to sacrifice themselves. They did it with a purpose. And so that's kind of the difference. A lot of the lefties tend to perform actions, the ends justify the means, but they don't really believe in what the ends that they're looking for. So they don't have that conviction. And that's really the difference.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. That but that was part of the argument that I felt like, I think that's one of the arguments I wish that Rob had used, but he ended up not really needing to, because he just destroyed tomfoolery for 2.5 hours.
Well, but Tom did it to himself when he ceded the premise of the debate to begin with. And I think part of that was actually, and I'm being as graceful as I can to Tom, I believe that it was a bit of nervousness on the fact that he's used to talking to a webcam. He's not used to talking to a live audience. And in what he would consider a semi-hostile environment, even though y'all were probably all very gracious, I saw pictures of y'all all hanging out together and things like that. It looked like a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's
I'm gonna spill some tea maybe here, but I think he's just an awkward guy. I tried talking to him.
I think he is.
He's an internet person.
Doesn't look people in the eyes and things like that. There was some social,
he's a little bit awkward.
I think that was it. Maybe he was nervous and a little bit of social anxiety. Because again, I went kind of, in a way, I went into the.
He was having problems too. So apparently, he got there. He hadn't used his laptop in a while to try and stream, and he tried to get his software and everything up. He had to update something, and when he did that, it ended up updating Windows to Windows 11, and then he didn't have the drivers to make any of it because his laptop's so old it wouldn't let any drivers.
Asked. I was sitting a room away from him, man. I could do that shit in 10 minutes for him.
Yeah, so I think he was I think he was kind of frustrated with that, and he ended up he was trying to stream because that's the only thing he does is stream, so that's how he makes all of his money and everything. And so, and he was having to do his debates, I guess, or his not debates, but his interviews, I think over his phone, or maybe he got it working just enough to do those, and then it quit. But whatever it was, he was having some tech issues and just not having a good time. And when I went over and sat down, he was pretty gracious and all of that. But and he, I know him and Beth had a long conversation. He did several interviews, and I think that's really what his focus was rather than, because I don't think he felt like he knew anybody, doesn't really socialize with any of the Crucible guys, and even the guys that weren't from the Crucible, he still didn't feel super comfortable. So he did kind of seem like the odd man out. But I think the biggest problem he had was he did concede, but I don't think Rob even took it as that he conceded. But Rob's way of arguing. Well, all right, let me back up. Rob had told Tom that, hey, I'm gonna come at you a little spicy. I need you to come at me a little spicy, so we give these guys a good show.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing personal or anything. I'm not gonna take it personal. So when where do you draw the line? I think Tom had a little bit of apprehension to kind of try and figure out where do you draw the line and all of that. So
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I think Tom did a great job. I think his points were salient. The only criticism I have of Tom and Rob is neither one of them talked into their damn mics.
If
like you're doing now. See, Tom would do exactly what you're doing. He would get like 8 feet from the damn mic.
and part of the problem is, honestly, I'm not used to this style of mic. I'm used to a compression style mic. So it's but anyway,
excuses, Jason. Get better, get good. Yep, that's right.
Hey, look, dude. Sure.
You gonna spur? You gonna spur out? No, I was kidding.
Would you like me to?
No, not on Grid's show. We'll do that later.
Yeah, no, I would never do that on Grid's show. But no,
unless Grid wants it.
I think Rob really wanted to put on a decent show. He tries to entertain. He likes to do the match energy thing, and I think it did the if there's any way to put individual face cams, the side profiles for the two
they had that up,
debaters was a little off-putting. Just because
we had 3 cameras.
Oh, y'all did?
Yeah, but the problem we had a couple of problems. First, the one camera was capturing everything just really great, and it was such a good visual that switching back and forth. I did it a couple of times. It did in the earlier debates. It didn't matter. So the other problem is that we ended up with one side camera working, and the other one was constantly shutting down. It needed like a firmware update or something, and I didn't realize. I thought it was a setting. We kept going through the settings. I'm like, oh, all the settings are right. But, because I had updated the software because I don't normally use that PC day to day. And I'd done a fresh install of the camera software. What I think happened is 2 of the cameras have been used recently and they've been updated. The firmware has been updated. One of the cameras hasn't been used in a while. Matter of fact, I don't know that I've ever actually used it in a live show in the last year and a half. So I think it just needed a firmware update that it kept looking for, and so it would just shut down.
Yeah, I really liked how everything looked. You're right. Not talking into the mic was a problem with the Rob and but you know what? You could still hear them.
Oh yeah.
And that was good. I don't know how the audience how they projected to the audience, because honestly,
well, live it was freaking awesome.
Honestly, I figured that they would need to face the audience just a little bit more just to project.
No, it was a small room and echoed.
Oh, was it?
The acoustics of that room were such that one of the reasons why they needed to actually, like, I can move around and my mic will still pick me up because the gain's up pretty high.
Yeah.
When the acoustics of that room are such that when we would turn the gain up, it would start picking up all 3 mics.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
And so, you would just get this crazy echo through a bunch of stuff. So we had to turn the gain way down. Well, not way down, but down lower than I normally would.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and now I understand why on whatever
they use that style of mic and everything.
Well, not just that; it's that they're constantly telling people, "Speak into the mic, speak into the mic, speak into the mic." Because when I was at whatever, I could have a conversation with the sound engineer right next to me, and we are literally sitting 10 feet, if that, from the table, and the mics wouldn't pick me up.
Well, because and this mic is kind of like that as well. This is like the baby version of the SM7
M7B.
Yeah. So they are very
M7, right? Is that just an M7? Yeah.
This is SM7. But what they use is the
SM7B.
Yeah. They use the longer one, which is the professional broadcaster version.
I have an SM7B around here somewhere. I just don't use it.
They're very good at picking up like this.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get over here, not as much. It's meant to, stuff can happen around you and it should not be distracting. Right. You usually have to put cloud lifters on them and everything else to actually boost their signal, because they are so dead. They have a lot of dead zone. But it's by design.
Well, it's how much gain you have in your system is why you need a cloud lifter. The reason I don't want to get into audio stuff, but anyway, so but the mics we had all 3 mics were the exact same,
which is good. That's a smart move.
They fed into a Zoom P4, which has plenty of power. It could run all the mics, no issue there. That instead of having 3 channels running into the computer, we ran into the Zoom, which acted as a pre-mixer, and then that used a USB,
mixed it down to one
to just provide 1 channel. So we weren't having to, we couldn't mute individual mics, but each mic had a mute button on it, so they could mute themselves. Yeah. And a couple of times they did. I could see them grab the mic and mute themselves, and they'd have to click the button again before we could hear them. So all that stuff was fun. I mean, a lot of the criticisms people had, one of the most annoying criticisms people had is the reading of super chats, and this is why this annoyed me. We literally said we're going to read super chats every 30 minutes during this debate. 30 minutes is a pretty decent spread, unless you're Rob and Tomfoolery, who are going at each other in such a way that 30 minutes passes like that. So it seems like he read super chats, bam, he's reading super chats again, and everybody's like, he was doing it every 5 minutes, and I'm like, no, he wasn't. He said he was doing them every 30 minutes, and he would do them every 30 minutes. And he had to do that because when we first started the stream, the membership, people were donating memberships and they were doing super chats. And so the way the software works is I had it set for TTS.
Yeah. Like you do your normal show. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it would just TTS, and over the people talking, well, they can't hear it. Only the audience can. And it was just kind of screwing everything up. So we turned all of that off after like 5 minutes of the show, and then went back to where he needed to read the super chats. And I have to be honest, it annoys the piss out of me when I send in money and they take an hour to read the damn super chat, because now it's no longer relevant.
Yeah.
And so I
you're
don't
unaware of the time of when that was necessarily sent. So sometimes you can write a very specific super chat, but because 15 minutes has passed, no one knows what point you were trying to put your exclamation point on.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Right. And the more important part was the complaints against Gibbs's moderating. Gibbs did an excellent job of moderating.
Like I said, my only complaint was he seemed sauced, and a professionalism manner was it, and that's me clutching my pearls. You know, that's
okay. You're having no fun. We had so much fun. Let him get sauced. He was there for like what, probably 7 or 8 hours straight.
He was in that chair like 8 hours, dude.
If that was the worst he got, if that was sauced, that really wasn't that bad. He was able to hold it together.
I could only imagine the smell. He's a big man, and polyester does not breathe. I'm just saying.
What?
I'm making jokes, by the way.
That wasn't polyester. That's he.
I'm making jokes. I'm
going to be honest with you. Gibbs did an excellent job. The biggest thing about the job that he did, though, he was so good at stopping the debaters from going off on tangents.
Yeah, he was herding the cats properly. Yeah, he herded the cats.
He did it all day. Somebody start going off on a tangent, and he did it in really the proper way. And the way he would do it is he would say, "Tom, just let me clarify a minute. Are you saying this?" And Tom would maybe say whatever, clarifying or whatever, and that would redirect it back to the actual topic without either debater getting pissed off.
Yeah.
And so there was somebody arguing with me in the comments, and I'm like, look, man, and I said this morning on Rob's show. If Rob gets pissed because he thinks he's, being overtalked or he's not being respected or whatever, if Rob gets pissed and leaves, show's over.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tom. If Tom feels like that we're all ganging up on him, which he did, because we were, and he can't get a word in edgewise, or they spend 2 hours on a nonsensical topic, nobody's going to first of all, they're going to leave and nobody's going to watch it. And now my show is ruined. And and I honestly, while I care about what the audience says, at the same time, the audience is way less important than those two guys on stage and Gibbs moderating them. Like that.
Yes, the talent for a live show is more important than the audience. That's just a fact
and
of
you
the
have
matter.
to keep in mind that there was a very active and very drunk audience.
Yeah.
For that last debate. They were fucking rowdy. Like
they
yelling.
still composed themselves pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very respectful. Look, I said this on Rob's show. I'll say it on yours. I tip my hat to Tom. I tip my hat to you for putting on a great event, even though I couldn't go myself. I look forward to your next event. If it's going to be in April, it's something I'm going to push to go to.
I'm definitely coming to the next one.
But no, it was good. And Grid, I actually have some proposals for the next one. I'd run by you, but I won't do that live because that's unprofessional and it's not right.
I mean, I'm looking at, so, and again, I'm not really trying to compete with modern day debate or any, I'm not really trying to be a thorn in anybody's side. I just see a need for this kind of interactive, entertaining debating. Well, you got to have good moderation. You got to have somebody that can keep the crowd entertained. When I forget what it was, somebody yelled something. I think it was Avarice yelled something out during that last debate, and Gibbs just like gave a wisecrack right back, and it just settled everybody right back down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, you did a great job. You did something none of us has done ourselves. I'm very happy to have seen it be as successful. I think it'll be nothing but success.
Point of pride. We didn't have to go do anything. These guys are like sending funny memes to each other. They're bored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But point of pride is we didn't have to send anybody to Home Depot or Walmart or Radio Shack or anywhere to buy anything for the debate. I had every cable, every adapter, every power cord. I had, we had it's a background, but we used it as a shade to block off the light from the windows during the daytime. I had tape to tape everything down. We had zip ties. We had one wrap. We had everything needed. And that is so rare. But because my career in racing, where we carried literally everything with us, I had everything I had this lined out. I tested everything a month ago. Now, unfortunately, I didn't test everything with the PC that I was using, which is why we ran into, I think, the firmware issue. But even that was just a minor issue.
Yeah, it's minor oversights and things that can be corrected.
I agree, Mr. Boulay. Gibbs did a great job, and he was surprisingly even-handed to either side in every single debate. Right, like he did a great job. So I'm gonna involve Gibbs in the next one. I got to be honest with you, man.
He's nothing wrong with that.
He's
like I said when I talk to you about the stuff that I want to suggest, because it's something that I'm going to be doing on my channel. Which I just rebranded Vox Populi 1788, Voice of the People. Let's go. But yeah, it's going to be. I think you'll like this idea, and I think it'll be more even-handed. Even then, it'll make it to where the moderator doesn't even matter. The moderator will be there to herd the cats, but at the end of the day, It'll be the people voting. It'll also be judges voting, and it's going to be a little heavy logistically at the beginning. But I think me and you can streamline this to where it can be a great model, and I think it can become the standard of online debate. Because the problem with online debate is everyone talks past each other, no one listens to each other, things like that. And I've sat there, I've listened to speakeasy panels, I've listened to Sarah Tomato panels, I've listened to the whatever podcast. You know, I consume tons of debate, and a lot of times they end up talking past each other, and that's a problem. And that's one thing I like on your Friday night panels when you do the
we'll be doing the debate show tomorrow night.
Yeah,
normally we would do it on Friday nights, awesome. But I was just tired.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, the people who you have judging, they're pretty even-handed. Even
Tyler, my token dim.
Yeah, Glenn Lawrence wasn't. He voted for. I like your argument more. You win.
Well, you know
Well, Glenn,
it is what it is.
Glenn Glenn can debate. He's not a debater, in my opinion. And so he was my man on the street. He was just my gut reaction is this. I like this argument. I don't think there's really anything wrong with that, having one judge like that. I just like your argument better. You argued better.
I think the idea of having someone who is autistically focused on the technicalities of the debate, and I'm talking about Tyler.
I had two of those.
Yeah, I think he is terrible. I think he's an asset. But
yeah, you know, Tyler,
sometimes you need the smooth brain who is literally just the common everyday man. Just your argument sounds dumb. This one feels better. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that because there's different viewpoints. There's different ways to interpret things, and if you can incorporate more of those different point of views, you can actually find out which is stronger rhetorically, you know, things like that. It all comes together as a.
I mean, there's what I have learned about online debating versus any other kind of debating is, first of all, judges are the most important part. You can never don't appeal to the audience. The audience is a bunch of idiots, and it just becomes a popularity contest. So just don't do that. That's a bad plan. Even the way what's his name, Horseradish does it, where he gives the audience they're the third judge. They're effectively the third judge. It's still a popularity contest, and it will still skew the results, which I think is wrong. And it just offends me. It offends my nature that's the way it is. And that's, again, probably coming from my competitive background. You win on merit, you win on facts, you win on rhetoric. You win because you were better. You don't win because people like your fucking smile, pentuple.
Hold on. No-Lock 2, Trump is negative 43 with independence. He's toast.
Yeah,
he's on his last. He's on his last. He can't run again.
Whoa, hold up. Is someone talking about polling? Trump is so what? He lost independence and still won the presidency. Independence just means people that are without a party. The Republican Party is growing at an exponential rate. It's bigger than the Democratic Party for the first time in 100 years. So who gives a fuck about independence?
Look. I'm sorry, guys. The Canadian is drunk. He's very unhappy that the Epstein files prove nothing but that Trump had jack shit to do with Epstein, anything more than he had to, and that the bombshell that he was in a room with this girl for hours on end was a nothing burger. You all got faked. You all got played.
Look,
you all got
Timu Obama literally bent the knees and did the SEAL Act, for that Epstein grift money. So suck it.
You guys, so I know that all of the leftists right now are swilling as much alcohol as they possibly can to get rid of the burn that they're feeling deep down inside that Trump is not the pedophile.
That's really just herpes injected to their anal cavity.
Not those two. I literally. There's a guy that went through like a huge number of the released emails and documents today, and he actually, there's nothing that pertains to Trump that's dangerous. Nothing. Oh, the birthday card was a fake. You know it was.
You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care if it wasn't.
Yeah,
fake.
but it's such an obvious fake.
But the person who he is literally implicated with being alone with testified multiple times. Nothing ever happened with Trump. So
right. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, that's literally that's why Connor was all pissy today, is because he was fully expecting yesterday to get the gift of a lifetime of Trump served up on a silver platter. But wait, there's more. Trump signed the bill releasing all of the documents that are not currently under investigation, and it's going to be ridiculous. The Democrats have sealed their fate. If what's in those if what's in the Epstein files is what I think it is, you're not going to be able to get a Democrat elected for the next 20 years.
So hold on. Smart children can see through the propaganda, but you can't. Okay, here. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Well, I got
the dog that's not barking. Okay, so the PDF file, the horrible identity boogeyman that did all of the trafficking of the everybody's
falls off. I'm surprised.
Of everybody's
to no one's just being. I know, right? Like, you guys follow propaganda. I can see it. Must have been how Trump met Melania.
The biggest thing about it is the PDF file didn't like Trump, and that is somehow an own. Like that is somehow a bad thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Hey, only did he not like him, not only did Epstein not like him, he went out of his way to
collude with Democrats to help vilify him.
Yeah, to like try and ruin him because Trump kept throwing him under the bus and telling people that hey, you shouldn't deal with Epstein.
Hold on, let me address this retard's argument in chat.
Go right ahead.
He's talking about Trump and polling. I just put up on my screen.
In 30 days you'll be proven right. In 30 days you'll be proven wrong again. Not Lois.
If you need 30 more days to be proven right, that means right now what you're saying is bullshit. So going into the actual polls, Trump's polling numbers for his second term are 3 points above Obama almost, dude. Like you're talking about Trump's polling numbers. He's doing better than almost any two-term president of at least my lifetime. So you can't even run that stupid shit by me by cherry picking one number out. Secondly, what we see here with your Epstein obsession is you think you crack the code. You think you're that special smart person that saw through everything that everyone else can't. That's an inferiority complex. That's probably because you failed in life. Things didn't go the way you expected. You can feel it slipping through your fingers as you get older and older. No future in front of you. And it's kind of sad and desperate, dog.
Sad. That's so funny.
Well,
I mean, these are the people that will reject any public document that comes out on Epstein if it doesn't confirm their narrative. That these people are not actually interested. That's why I've always laughed at the people who started complaining about the Epstein files this year. Most of us probably remember that Epstein didn't kill himself meme as soon as he died. These are the people who got to the party and they're like, "Where's the Epstein files? Where's the Epstein?" It's like, yeah, dude. Where are they? We've been waiting for 8 years. There's a huge story here, and the people who just got to the party are freaking out, looking around. Oh, I can't believe all this. It's like, yeah, isn't that crazy? Get comfortable.
I think Sparky's trying to
nothing you believe is gonna fucking pan out.
We'll get back to it. Sparky, you trying to punch out, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to punch out. I got some things to do. Thank you for having me on. Grid, always a pleasure. Tyler, you're a heretic, but I still love you. And Pentuple,
he's not a heretic yet.
The hairline is receding. Just shave and get it over with.
What's with the Star Trek gang sign?
This is the Star of David for Israel. He's a Jew. He's leaving. I'm throwing up a sign for him.
L'chaim.
I've never seen that before.
Y'all have a wonderful evening, and y'all take care. God bless.
Hey, Tyler supports your people.
I do.
You know what?
Tyler wants to join.
Everyone supports my people if they support Americans. I am America first. So
Tyler's not.
All the good Christians do too.
Well, Tyler's Tyler is a globalist. He
is a globalist. He's a globalist bastard. I keep beating him up, but he won't change.
America first, baby. But hey,
he's only a globalist because he had to import his wife.
I am Daniel Penny on the world stage. You guys are the ones that we look at yourself
Penny on the world stage. Oh,
y'all take care. Good night, y'all. God bless.
Good night, Sparky. See you, buddy.
See you, Sparky.
Oh, that's funny. So we got Notlo's too throwing up some gang sign of his own. You guys
he's talking about the
for
6 bankruptcies.
Pathological lying
So
narcissist.
stupid.
Narcissist. That's interesting. Do you think Trump is a narcissist? I actually want to. I want to dive into that. Who has the EQ of a toddler? Right, billionaire. Well,
I don't
mean,
even
honestly,
engage with these kind of chats.
Probably do have that. Nepo,
The 6 bankruptcy thing shows he doesn't know anything about how bankruptcy works.
Yeah,
the guy's had 500 businesses,
I want to
and there's a difference between the different types of bankruptcy.
I want to talk about the bankruptcy thing because I think a lot of people just don't seem to understand it. First of all, as my recollection is, it was 3 times. He didn't get bailed out, by the way. But what he actually did is, especially in Florida, now I think the Atlantic City deal was a little different, but in Florida, what actually happened is he went into business with, I think, 3 other people. Those 3 people put their money in. Trump put his money in. They get about halfway through. It's time for more money. Those people told Trump, "Yeah, we're not giving you more money. You have to do it on your own, or we're just, it's just not going to get done. We all take a bath here. Pay for it. Pay for it, Big Daddy." Trump, in typical Trump fashion, said, "Fuck you," and he's like, "I'll fuck you right now." So what he did is he declared bankruptcy. When he did that, their money's gone, and he still owned everything. And then he finished the project with his own money. You know what they got? They got the shaft. That's what they got.
On top of that, they go.
Trump is
It's
the
Chapter 11
ultimate
bankruptcy. You guys would be stunned at the different mega businesses that have filed Chapter 11 bankruptcies before.
On top of that,
This guy doesn't know anything, obviously.
If you go into Trump's
he
businesses,
remembers hearing that on CNN.
If you go
6
into
bankruptcies. He doesn't know how many businesses Trump owned. He doesn't know
If you go into
anything.
all of Trump's
This guy's an
businesses,
idiot.
the dozens and dozens of them, I think he has like a 5% lower failure rate than average businesses in the United States
true.
starting.
But part of the reason that he has that 5% lower failure rate is because he typically vertically integrates. So it's not like he's starting a business over here and waiting for people to come over. He's like, "Hey, I'm paying a shit ton of money for fucking pianos. I'm gonna own a fucking piano store, so I don't have to pay fucking all this money."
We're literally doing the same as like defending LeBron having a low 3-point percentage. Like this guy has a major skyscraper in every city. Hundreds of successful businesses. He's worth billions of dollars. And it's like, well, actually, he filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy 6 times. The Trump organization oversaw over 500 businesses. You can't tell me the guy's a failure when he has a skyscraper in every major city, golf courses across the globe. This is like, we're literally, it's like, oh, well, like LeBron has a bad 3-point percentage compared to these. It doesn't matter. He's still one of the GOATs. The guy was number 1 on TV. It's like, oh, the guy's a failure. The guy's a failure. It's like saying a guy that, like, it's so ridiculous. And it's like someone who clearly wants to hate Trump, and you're not going to convince them if they can hear 6 bankruptcies on CNN.
Yeah, he's a left.
He's a Nepo baby because he got 1 hotel from his dad on a loan.
But no, he didn't get the hotel.
Ended up with
$1 million. His dad fronted him $1 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money. And it was a lot of money back when he fronted him.
When he died, he inherited some of his dad's stuff too, and then he also had a.
That's
lawsuit.
not nepotism, though.
Yeah,
if you own a business, if you create a business, why wouldn't you pass it to your son? The only reason you wouldn't is because your son is a complete shithead.
But people have said
nepotism is like public government in sports.
Trump got money to start his first business or buy his first property from his dad. His dad gave him $1 million loan. And everybody's like, well, whose dad would do that? Well, first of all, your dad, if they had a fucking $1 million, but it doesn't matter, right? Like he had to pay it back. His dad didn't just give him $1 million. Here, kid, go have some fun. He had to pay him back. And he did. He paid his dad back. Nepo. What fucking Nepo?
You don't know what nepotism is. Nepotism to pass off your businesses to your kids. And that's not even what happened. We're talking about Trump, who started started the Trump organization, took over all of the. I mean, he's got skyscrapers in what, Chicago, New York, Dubai, even, I think. Like, the idea that he was just handed everything is so laughably retarded, especially because you probably can't even name Trump's dad. You probably don't even know his name.
Again, because there was something else after that I wanted to comment on too.
Oh, I have the comment.
I just can't find it. He said something about, I can't find any of them talk about 6 bankruptcies in the chat, so I think it's not.
Well, so and Ray's Moto Live, welcome, by the way, to Ray's Moto Live. Glad to see you in the chat tonight. 6 corporate bankruptcies, none of them personal, is what he says. Yeah, he says 6 bankruptcies. Let me go back up there. I'll throw it up on the stage.
Because just the idea of narcissism is funny too, but like for the EverQuest of a toddler, EverQuest is like 30 years old, dude. No toddlers play EverQuest. It's like adults only, dude. Come on.
Hey, so hold on. Quintuple, help me out here. Sociopath, narcissist. Where's the intersectionality?
It's just, I mean, this guy just hates Trump. I don't even know why.
Right? That's what I'm saying. He does have a low EQ. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't want Trump as a neighbor. That motherfucker would not take his trash.
No, that's EverQuest. That's EverQuest, the video game, dude.
But the idea of the narcissism thing.
Yeah, I got
like what he thinks he's like the president. This is like one of the funniest things about it. It's like when you meet a narcissist and it's like they think they're way bigger than they are. It is funny to accuse Trump of that. Trump is the president.
Nepotism is one of the
most famous Americans of all time.
Why America is going down the drain. I'm going to be honest with you here, pal.
Bronny James is the reason we're going down the drain.
As soon as I read this super chat from my good friend, Mr. Boulay of the Department of Numismatics, we, the American Military-Industrial Complex, fully endorse the Orange Man. We honor him with the NGAD designation of F-47. Our influence grows one memo at a time. Thank you, Mr. Boulay, for the big $10. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Sociopathy is a spectrum. No, it's a personality disorder. Narcissism is a personality disorder as well. The two are completely opposite personality disorders. So I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to make that make sense, pal, but you're not helping me out here.
This is a person who's visibly emotionally attached to their political positions and then accusing Trump of having a low EQ.
Yeah, it's the cult of anti-personality. When they need the daily Trump rage cycle, you'll see even good things he does, like the Gaza peace deal that now the UN has accepted, all the Arab nations has accepted, Israel's accepted, people that don't want us in foreign wars have all accepted. Everyone's happy with it, except for the anti-Trump people that just can't. Every day they have to be spoon-fed rage about Trump. And my mom's part of that. She's a normie, a political normie, but she's kind of the MSNBC watcher, and it's like it's kind of hard to watch people. Like you're taking a toll on your own mental health when you do that, bro. Go outside, get some grass in between your toes. Realize Trump's never going to notice you're alive. He's not going to have sex with you. I'm sorry.
So I have nepotism is one of the 3 main reasons why America is going down the drain. Interesting. Because I want to hire my family to work with me. Do you understand that that's why China is successful? Right? Like literally every society in history has been successful because fathers worked with their sons and their sons took over the business. That's what built generational wealth. Do you not understand that? Is this where we're at right now? Is that people don't understand how the world fucking works at its basest level?
Well, we're talking to a literal child who thinks it's nepotism to pass off to your child your privileges, what you've earned, the money that you've made. Everybody does that. You should do that. I guarantee you this chatter, if they made a multi-million-dollar company, would keep it within the family. That, like, of course. That's what the fuck?
They didn't earn it. And he deserves it.
He's got to be drunk.
Do you know this chatter?
Sociopathy isn't a disorder. Wrong. We are all on the spectrum of sociopathy, like you spelled schizophrenia wrong.
So what are you
You're
talking
obviously
about?
inebriated, sir.
Yeah,
Put
what
the
he's
bottle
talking
down.
about, capitalism corrects for. If you're not going to hire based on merit, get the best people into your practice to get the best results, eventually somebody is going to hire those people. They're going to excel past you and beat you out for market share.
I hate that I'm covering up poor Pentuple here, but in America, it's about handshakes and country club lunches. Fuck yeah, that's how shit gets done. The best people aren't in positions of power and industry. Obviously, they fucking are. They're billionaires. Are you a billionaire?
Why do you think that people hire people they know? Is it surprising to you that people hire people they know and trust?
That's not nepotism. That's elitism. Elitism. It's two tisms. They're completely different tisms.
It's just it's also just obvious what he's describing, these lunches and stuff like that, meeting at country clubs. This is something that you do before you go into a business deal with someone, because you have to have that level of trust with them.
That's why
he's basically suggesting that you should hire people, you should enter business with people that you don't know. There's nothing nefarious about knowing these people, going to lunches and having a close circle, and then choosing from your close circle to partner for businesses with.
That's why I have the list.
This is why this chatter doesn't have a good business.
Every single young man needs to know. You need to know how to drive a car reasonably well. You need to know how to sail a boat. You need to know how to row. Rowing's very important. Like sculls, right? Like that. Anyway.
At this point, he just seems like a tabloid reader. You know how like there's those old boomer women that pick up that tabloid and they're like, I know all the ins and outs of this celebrity relationship, and it's like that's embarrassing that you even
all
think
young men,
that you
all young men need to know
credibility on it.
All young men need to know how business gets done. You need to know how to play golf. You need to know how to play poker. You need to know how to shoot sporting clays. You need to do all of these things because that's where the business gets fucking done. It's not in boardrooms are where we sign the papers. We make the deals on the golf course. We make the deals in the country clubs where we can sit down and talk. You know, you just don't understand how things work. I bet this guy owns a half a Bitcoin and he's pissed right now.
I guarantee you this person doesn't have anything, and that's why
maybe a
tabloid
hundredth
news.
of a Bitcoin. I don't know.
You're giving me a perspective on this that you bet I've never heard. You think we've never heard what you've said a billion times? You are retarded.
That's why we literally don't have to look anything up to refute the arguments.
That's how I know you don't even come to these conclusions yourself. You are a tabloid reader, not Laws. You are.
So wait a minute. So supposedly, Notlows 2 has studied economics for 30 years. He went to school. He's an educated man, yet he works a blue-collar job. I like that.
Do you know Notlaws? Is that why?
No, I don't know him. He's constantly in my chat and over on
let's say this is funny projection coming.
Is it not? Am I wrong? Is you said politics? He's been studying politics for 30 years. He's read all the philosophy books. He's got this down. He understands.
Who gives a fuck?
He understands this on a level, Pentuple, that you, a mere lawyer, with your stupid education, cannot possibly understand.
If it was economics, I'd be like, okay, maybe that dude has some knowledge, even though AOC graduated with an economics degree and was a fucking bartender. So, but no, who gives a fuck? Poli-sci is something to major in.
This guy said absorbing an X headline, accepting it verbatim, and regurgitating it isn't critical thinking, just a heads up. This guy literally just told us that Epstein introduced Melania to Donald Trump.
That's not
This
even
is
a
the
real
guy
thing.
who's reading tabloid news on X and regurgitating it verbatim.
Well, he
and
thinks
then
it's
accuses
a
us
text
of
message.
critical
It says-
thinking.
Do I need to drop some
No.
documents
He
to show him?
I'm not going to scroll all the fucking way up to find it, but he literally said there's a text message saying that Epstein used to date Melania and Epstein gave Melania to Trump. That he said that,
And he believed that. He believed
probably
that.
does. He probably
It's
does.
not
believe
true.
Ray,
He's literally picking up tabloid news, the modern version of it, which is on X, and he just probably follows a bunch of anti-Trump
Quoting an
accounts and
X headline
believes
and
everything that's
creating a
anti-Trump
word
and rejects it if it's not.
Yeah,
Many
you're
such cases,
bro. You're. I think you're very drunk right now, and you should sleep that shit off. I don't even think. I think Pentuple's probably a little sauced, and he's not nearly in the state you're in. So, you've never been on X or Twitter?
No, Pence just tired from all the
Doubt.
juice-burging.
Oh, the juice.
No, you're the Juiceberg.
Pent, how have you been doing, my man? I haven't had time. I barely got time to talk to you at my event.
Oh, I've been good. I've been enjoying my work, working the dream job. We're opening up. I'll be opening up my own partner with a partner. We're gonna rebrand his firm, so I'll have a firm with my last name on it next spring once my license is valid in Texas. Yeah.
Nice.
And
You're gonna
I'll be
partner.
Yep, partners. So it'll be
Nice.
GFA law, and I'll be practicing in Maryland and Texas because I'm going to keep my Maryland license active.
Okay. All right.
And it's just going to be a whole new beginning. Because right now since I'm in Texas, I don't have my license in Texas yet. I'm going through the character fitness portion of the application right now. We submitted it in September, so I should have it by February or March, depending on how long that takes. But once that happens, we're going to open up our partner firm together. So for now, I'm essentially like shadowing him and paralegal of sorts. I'm doing a lot of work, but it's got to all be signed off and go through him.
Yeah,
because
you're not.
I can only do
legal
federal
yet.
law. I can't do Texas state law, and a lot of this.
Well, I mean, according to a lot of those too, you can just do whatever you want because the law doesn't apply. You can make a handshake deal, backroom deal, and just get it taken care of. Yeah. But Cam, I agree. There is some truth to what he's saying. The problem is he thinks it's I actually think what Notlos is saying about backroom deals, handshakes, country clubs, golf courses, that shit's true. It's where business gets done. It doesn't get done in boardrooms. The deal's made before you ever see the inside of a boardroom. I'm just telling you. I do it. I had a guy call me this morning. I had a guy. I barely had gotten my first cappuccino down, and I get a call this morning or a text saying, "Hey, man, do you know somebody that could work me a hard money loan? I got some stuff going on. I got some loans maturing. I need to move some money around. It's holiday season. Not sure I can get it done in time. Got somebody that can throw me a hard money loan." And dude was like, he'll pay up to 20%, right? Needs 70 grand for 90 days, Jesus. Right?
God damn.
Yeah, I mean, 20% over 90 days, isn't it? I mean, that's doable. People we use, they don't do that, but we didn't. If we had, it would have been a handshake deal. It would have been, hey, send me over the info. Right now, we got a deal. Easy.
Is Notlo's a Canadian?
Huh? What's that?
It's even funnier. Is Notlo's a Canadian?
He is Canadian.
So funny. He's Canadian?
Yeah. He's Canadian. He's a blue-collar Canadian.
Oh, my God. You need to worry about yourself before you become a 51st state, buddy.
I think that's why he's so pissed at Trump. He doesn't want to be.
It's so funny that Trump can joke
like
about
success.
He doesn't like the country melts down.
So, you know what they say about success? At first you do not succeed, continue sucking until you do succeed.
It's so funny. I've never heard anyone say, I wish I could move to Canada in my life.
ZD Den. Hi, how are you? I'm so happy you were here. Cappuccino. Yes, I make my own cappuccino. I have an espresso machine. I actually do more of a latte than a cappuccino, but it's kind of in between. And I
have a espresso thing too. I just add a dash of like the coffee creamer and drink like 3 sips. That's what I do. I used to.
I'm just a fancy lad. I'm a fancy lad.
French press, guys. You just put the coffee in, put the hot water in, wait like 5 minutes.
I love my French press, but it's espresso. It's life changing, brother. It's life changing. But French press is good too.
I want to get some of that coffee that the lemurs eat and then shit out. I just haven't gotten the chance, the balls to do it.
Kupak.
Yeah. So I was waiting for you guys to get through your thing before I brought this up. I brought this up at Pentuple. Found out today that Medicaid in Minnesota was being used to fund Somali terrorism in Africa.
I read the same thing. Yeah.
Isn't that fucking wild?
Mm-hmm.
So Medicaid's a psyop.
Yeah. That's another program we need to burn to the ground, rebuild.
The government program being abused is crazy. I was told that never happens.
I read that too.
Honestly, nothing wrong with it. It's not nearly as bad as nepotism. That's what's really destroying the country.
So, yeah, we're finding all sorts of corruption right now. They just indicted some where I think it was a mayor. Fuck, I have to find it again. They just indicted some mayor for, I think it was a mayor somewhere, for misusing funds, diverting them.
Gavin Newsom's former chief of staff, while she was working for Gavin Newsom, was diverting funds from a previous employee's campaign funds into personal accounts. I think it was like a couple $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. She just got arrested for it a couple days ago. Completely buried in the media. Nobody talked about it. Yeah. She was working for Gavin Newsom until this broke. There's no way he wasn't aware of it.
Right. I saw that too. Hey, so Pitt, what do you think of Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning today? Is that a guitar? He has a guitar.
I think it's interesting. It is a guitar. I'm not very good at it. But I just play it for
first fake mega domino to fall.
I guess. I don't know. I watched her announcement. I'm a little. I mean, she's blackpilling, and she's like, there's nothing we can do. It's over. It's interesting, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to sit and think about it more. It's surprising. I don't know why she wouldn't just finish her term, but there is a split on the right side, which is interesting. And I think most of it is because we're so far ahead of the left that it's really more interesting about the internal right-wing debate, what's going to happen, because the left obviously isn't getting anything they want anytime soon. So it's going to be the Groypers versus the Israeli right. Basically me versus Tyler in a lot of ways. She's running for governor. That, I guess, makes sense. But I'm curious why she wouldn't think that resigning halfway through her term in the House wouldn't be kind of a knock on another race. I kind of thought maybe she's just going back to her normal life. Well, isn't it kind of a bad thing to give up halfway through your term?
It could be.
Run for governor?
It's a criticism. Unless she has to run now for governor.
But they do that all the time, don't they? Maybe not. I don't know.
No,
there's just not that many governors.
I'm not up on all that.
50 of them.
$5 from Mr. Boulay of the Department of Numismatics. We don't want Canada land as the 51st state. We want Greenland. Tons of precious metals and rare earths. Make Greenland great again. Yes, they need some freedom.
Dude, imagine losing to Greenland on the,
Imagine we're looking for that 51st state and Canada just doesn't make the cut.
It's so funny. Trump's like, maybe they should be the 51st state, and they melted down for like months.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I 100% can see. I didn't realize that she was going to run for the governor of Georgia, but I think that it makes sense, and I think that she would do very well there because I think she wants to run for president. She needs to be governor to run for president. She's just checking
Canada
boxes.
would be so easy to take over, dude. If we called Canada and said we're declaring war, Canada would surrender immediately. Don't even act like Canada would put up a fight against the U.S. We could make you a territory if we wanted to. We'd be like, you're a territory now.
All we have to do is turn off the power going into Canada.
Oh, man.
Just turn off
Canada's like Russia. It's just like very spread out. There's like Toronto and Vancouver. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of, there's like what, 3 big cities, but it's pretty much just like Russia and North America. Like super spread out land.
If we wanted it, and I'm not saying we do, it's not a good deal.
That's
for
the
us.
funniest part, that we don't even want it.
Yeah, if we wanted it, and I'm not saying we do,
we don't.
30 days start to finish.
No, the phone call. We would declare war, and they would be like, we would literally call Canada and be like, hey, we're declaring war against you. And they'd be like, just honestly, don't bother. Just, you can have it. You got it. It's all right.
It's probably true.
It's literally like if I got a phone call from like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he was like, I'm at your door. I'm going to beat your ass.
We
actually
like, dude,
just tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want, dude.
Yeah. If
Anderson
you believe
Silva
that,
walks up to me at a bar.
If you believe that you sell us power, which you don't, but if you believe that, maybe we should just turn it off for a little while.
Dude, didn't they try to turn off our power and Trump fucking hit them immediately? They were like, sorry. We didn't mean to fuck with you.
Well, so there's a
pretty sure they can't even process their own crude oil. They have to send it to us to process it for them.
Yeah, there's a deal that we have with Canada that one of our brilliant politicians made. It's a bad deal for us, good deal for them, where we don't run our power plants in upstate New York, Ohio Valley, like through Pennsylvania and Michigan. We don't run those at like full capacity, and we don't have to build more hydroelectric plants there, and we shut down a plant in New York. I think I'd have to go look at it again, but I think the deal is that Canada wanted to sell us power, and it was just a deal politicians made to get some concession or something, and they sell us power.
Yeah, we're energy independent by far. If we wanted to be energy independent,
we could turn that off. But we also still send power across the border in several places. And if we turned off power, it would hurt Canada more than it would us.
Speaking of that, that's the wrong kind of power to be talking about, because Canada doesn't have a fucking military that could stand up to the United States, you coward bitch.
Dude, it's just such a joke. It's literally like arguing if I would like win a fight against Anderson Silva. It's just like, dude, let's just be real. So it's Canada, bro. You guys are smaller than California and way more spread out. You guys have Toronto, and that city sucks. You guys lost the World Series to our boys in LA.
Bro, this dude's talking about how like he knows shit about shit, studied politics for 30 years, and he thinks we lost and we couldn't take Vietnam. The casualties were like 10-1 in Vietnam. The only reason we pulled out is because of bad PR.
Well, yeah, we'd already nutted all over their face. I mean, that's usually when you pull out. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was bad PR. We pulled out because people saw it on TV and said, wow, this is wild. I don't want to be involved in that anymore. Not because we lost. Not because our military couldn't take out the 3rd strongest military in 2 weeks in Iraq. Get the fuck out of here. Canada will get steamrolled. There's nothing you can do.
That's what I'm saying. 30 days start to finish. We took out we took out half of the Middle East in like you said, like 3 weeks. Argument can be made for 2.5. I'm getting a call.
Folks, we're here to talk about Grid Motorsports. Tremendous streamer. Absolutely tremendous. People are saying, and these are very smart people, the best people, they're saying Grid folded EB3 in a debate, not once but twice. Totally destroyed that son of a bitch. The man was broken, completely broken. Grid is very rich, folks. Very, very rich. He's got vehicles. He's got planes. He's got bitches more than anybody. Maybe more than me, maybe not. But a lot.
That really sounds like something he would say. Maybe more than me, maybe not.
Well, you know, I got to take when the call comes in, I got to take the call.
Oh, now the guy that's making anti-America statements is now getting mad that we're defending the country we live in. What a
no! It's also funny that this guy, he's operating on the premise that we were all just randomly born somewhere, not that our fathers and our mothers are like our ancestry actually did do something that is the reason we're born here. I was never going to be born somewhere else. This wasn't random chance and like a little dice roll happened and it's like, you get America. No, I'm proud as fuck to be an American because that's where my family came. That's what that is where my family was.
That's especially where
you
your
were
dad
never
came.
going to be an American, not laws. Have fun in Canada. Your country sucks.
Oh fuck! I feel like Gibbs should be here for this.
Yeah, he's a Texan supremacist. He would go even farther. He'd go even farther. But yeah, no, absolutely, I'm proud to be an American because that's where my family lineage is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of my family greeted the other part of my family when they stepped off the fucking boats.
Nice.
What's up? Probably not in that language, but you know, it translates.
Yeah, my grandparents came over here. They were super proud.
Here's the thing. Why is it that if you are a masculine dude who talks about men helping other men be better men and talks about how, you know, men and women should interact with each other and other things like that, why do I got to be red pill, bro?
Yeah, it's
you don't know me.
We weren't even talking about gender.
Yeah, look at the framing of that. Feel special because you have a penis, meaning that you have any pride in being a man. If you show any happiness in being a man, you've now violated something in this retard's code that triggers him. But I guarantee this motherfucker puts up flags for Pride Month, saying, "Yeah, you go, Queens, you go out there and read the third graders with your balls hanging out."
The only reason he hasn't been on X or Twitter is because he's on Blue Sky and Reddit.
That's probably on Reddit.
No, that's probably queer.
100% he's on Reddit and Blue Sky. Guarantee it. Listen to the shit he's like. He literally thinks that we haven't heard everything he's said 100 times. That's a Blue Sky user through and through. Reddit at best.
Oh man, ZD Den said, "I am special. I'm Italian and American, the best of the world." You know, not wrong. Not right, but not wrong. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Italians are awesome. They made.
You'd fit in on Blue Sky. You'd love it. Just so you know.
The modern liberal man like Notlo's 2 is like Jim Carrey in the Tutu from Ace Ventura. Based.
It's just funny that he's Canadian. It's like literally he's outside the window, like crying about what's happening inside. He's not even here.
You know what? The problem is he has to cry about Daddy Trump because he doesn't have a Daddy Trump. He's got. Who did they elect to replace that Tupperware guy? Who did they replace that guy with?
The blackface guy. I don't remember.
Who did they replace that guy with?
He's not important. He's fucking Canada. No one gives a shit about
fucking Canada. I only know that.
Laws.
The only reason that I even know they had an election is because the last guy was so fucking bad. Cam the King says, "Fuck Canada. They won't let me back in until 2028." Sorry to hear that. Sorry, not sorry.
It's like getting banned from the gay club.
It is. It's like, I wouldn't want to be the club that have me as a member.
Oh,
that's so funny. Nalo's too. I'm glad that you are so resilient because you sure catch a lot of shit. And you're wrong. It's got to hurt to be that wrong. Do you ever wonder if
he's a proud Canadian, don't worry,
are so pissed off because they're wrong so much and it's got to at some point physically hurt? Like deep in their stomach, like that acid starts kind of boiling and the muscles clench up, you know, and you really, and you know, like you've been so wrong before, right? That you really needed to go take a shit and you just couldn't because your muscles were all clenched because you knew how fucking wrong you were.
As a liberal, I've never been wrong. One time I thought I was wrong. I was mistaken.
No, that's my line as a conservative. So there you go.
No,
it's funny that he's accusing us of hubris, and he's like, "I know exactly what 3 problems America has, and let's see if you guys can figure it out. Let's see if you guys can put it together like I did with my big brain."
We do have 3 problems. We have the Middle East, Canada land, and Ukraine. That's 3. got 3 problems.
The thing is, like, I
We
probably
can conquer all of those problems.
this idiot probably
America has
doesn't
3
know.
problems. Let's see if you guys can figure them out.
Like, this idiot
You
doesn't know.
see,
If
the
we
second
went
one's
through,
hubris.
if we went through 500 political topics, I'd probably align more with him than I would with Pentuple. He doesn't realize that, like, he's just anybody who doesn't agree with all of his purity checks is evil, and that's kind of why the party's shrinking and nobody wants to be on the other side anymore. Like, nobody wants to deal with this fucking stupid shit. Nobody cares what the first 2 were enough to guess the third. You are correct.
Dude, the hubris
never guess
is
it,
so
none of us
funny how
want
the
to.
projection has just continued. You'll never guess the third. I'm this big brain. America has only 3 problems. The second one's
And
hubris.
I cracked the code. Me, the guy that also cracked the code of the Epstein files. Just wait, the proof's coming. It's only been 9 years, but it's coming 30 days from now. I'll be right, and I'll show you because I'm smarter than you.
The classic Canadian. I appreciate the Canadian energy.
Yeah, go eat maple syrup and fuck a moose.
Don't do that to the moose.
That's so funny.
Let's
see if you guys.
That's
can
what
figure
Canadian
out the
women
3
look like.
problems. Here's the 3 problems Canada has. You're gay, you're gay, and you're gay.
Actually, the number 1 problem Canadian land has are the Chinese that are buying it.
Beef on site with Canadians from now on because of this one chatter. MAGA headquarters is beefing with all of Canada.
all of Canadian land.
My wife just yelled at me.
Now
she doesn't understand the patriotism that we have for this country. And fuck you, guy in chat.
Your wife yelled at you?
She doesn't understand true red-blooded patriotism from America yet, but I'm teaching her, We're going to take an apple pie, a gun, and we're going to shoot at a bald eagle with it and eat some cheeseburgers. She'll get
Could
there.
have done all that down here when you were here. We would have helped
To me, that's up there. Okay, we drove north too.
Right.
Fucking yank.
It's just funny. He's like seething, crying. He's like, "You guys think you're special because you're born in the U.S.?" It's like, no, you hate that you were born in Canada.
That's special. Lucky that my grandparents were proud and smart enough to move here, and they were proud of their movement here. So I'm proud of my heritage. That's all it is.
Yeah, they did it on accident. Like they did it on accident. Like they just were like, "Oh fuck, I didn't even mean to do that. I got on a boat on accident. That sucks." Guess I'm here. Oops. Total random chance. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, my great grandmother was a full-blooded Cherokee Indian, so she was here. Her people were here. They met all you peoples.
Yeah, you hear that now, Laws? This is his land, okay? And he's got more claim to it than the fucking Gazans do.
I read the first Thanksgiving proclamation the other day. Have you guys ever read it?
No. I might have like a long time ago, but I'm going to say no because I don't remember any of it.
Does it explain why there's fucking cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving? Because if not, I don't care.
No, it explains that we basically looked at the natives and we were like, hey, we've been fighting a lot, but you guys chilled the fuck out and stopped being savages, and we're going to recognize that. And you should be grateful that we recognize that you guys chose mercy and to be civil. And we're going to celebrate that you guys are going to remember how gracious we were to you after all the shit you guys did to us. It's like kind of funny to read because it's like very much like there's a reason we call them savages, to just be fair.
Yeah,
there's one story in Utah that I was talking to Sadie about where these natives were messing with one of the settlements, and so they drew out all the men from the settlement for like a battle basically, and they snuck around and went into the settlement, tied up all the women and children and cut their heads off and sliced open their stomachs and stuff and left them there. And then when the men got back, they were so demoralized they just wiped them out there. There's like a whole plaque in Utah where that settlement was.
Yeah, we all saw The Patriot with Mel Gibson, man. We all know.
That was a badass.
It's just interesting. I recommend reading it. It's not long. It's only like probably 2 long paragraphs. The first Thanksgiving.
No, you're basically thinking Thanksgiving is
I know
savages. That's cool.
I got it.
Yeah.
I now understand why Notlows 2 comes here to whine and mew and cry. I have firearms, and he can't.
He's seething.
My theory was any
He
attention
so
is
much
better than none.
I understand now. It's okay. It's okay, little guy. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry.
It is funny.
Your perspective is antithetical to history, Pentuple. You should hear him talk about the Jews. He's really antithetical to history there.
Oh, really? You want to go ahead and elaborate on that?
No, not right now, because you bring TOS all the time with that.
No, that's not even true. I've
No,
never once in my life been banned from a platform as a streamer.
Doesn't mean you don't
That's an important
deserve to
caveat
be.
as a
If you
streamer.
got caught saying half the shit you say,
What have I said that you think would get me banned, Tyler?
remember poker night when we were saying all sorts of slurs on there and nothing happened?
Okay, that's different. That was poker night.
Oh yeah, Grid. We're starting up poker again. It was going to start up in October, so you should join. Yeah, October.
I don't generally like.
It's not real money for the record.
I know. I just generally don't take time to do that kind of stuff. Maybe I will. I'll see. I'll see.
Well, the way we do it, just so you can decide, it's no worries if you do or don't. But the way we do it is that we have like a sort of sign up. So we probably do it like twice a week. And if you can make it, you can sign up. If you don't, whatever. But we basically fill out a table of 8, and then we play a tournament style. So the blinds go up, and your placement at the table is scored with points. And then after you complete 9 tables during the season, the top 8 play in like a final championship table. And Tyler actually won season 1, so he's our season 1 champion.
The poker elite. If you think you can come in and beat the poker brain, I am literally just a brain with hands to hold the cards. That's it. That's my being. Come at me.
Yeah, it was fun, and we definitely we'll bring that up again. I have definitely been putting that off. I did say October, which is why Tyler's been saying that. I have to get back on that.
Yeah, and
season would be fun.
Jake Varr and I are starting our show. We're going to recap our debate one episode. We're going to talk about the Connor's fucking last 6 months of attacking Trump for Epstein just to have the files come out to be a nothing burger, and now he has nothing in his way to excuse him ignoring Destiny's actual CP on his computer that he lied about, his lawyer saying he should preserve, when lawyers said, no, I'm a lawyer, and I would have told you to delete that because it's illegal to have it. So I just, it's kind of fun to watch. We're going to talk, Jake Varr and I, and then Pentuple and I also have a podcast that we do once every month. We do 3 episodes at once and say it's weekly.
It's the weekly podcast of the week, and the only thing that it's not is weekly.
You guys are just.
We're figuring it out.
We're doing the no more retard thing, man. Why fuck with leftists? As he was saying earlier.
Is that true? Hold on.
Oh.
Is Crown Royal closing their distillery in Canada land and moving it to America?
Oh.
Another L for Canada, as if they needed it.
Fucking 23-year-old basic bitches are just ecstatic about that.
I wonder why I'm sure they are. Yeah, no lies found. No lies.
In college, I was a server. I used to see who drinks what alcohol, and Crown Royal is mostly less than classy women. But it's also good to do shots of. Shots of Crown aren't bad. I'm not going to lie.
In the South, it's usually Crown and Coke.
Yeah, nobody in the South drinks Southern Comfort. I realized that when I got down here. It was all a fucking lie.
That's funny. That's fucking funny.
All right, I think I'm getting too tired to keep making stupid comments.
No, he's lying. You know what's going on is his wife is standing on the other side, right over there, and she's like,
if I don't look, she can't see me. If I stay completely still. Yeah, no, I told her I don't stream past midnight and on weeknights much anymore because of that. But the weekends I'm free. So tomorrow night I'm up till we're up. It is what it is. So,
What time are you crushing souls over on horseradish?
I think we're supposed to start at 9, and then it goes about an hour and a half, and then they have people come in and ask questions, and I don't have to stick around for that. So I might just be I might miss a couple of the first round debates, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm anticipating losing because like the leftist judges, leftist audience, everyone there is left wing. They all hate. I've never won an argument over.
He hasn't asked me back to be a judge, but that's only because I'm busy on Saturday nights usually, so it's hard.
Yeah, they're just pro-Trump arguments. No matter how good they are going to get picked apart and scrutinized significantly more on that channel. It just is what it is, and that's all they want me for is to be their token right of center person. And then here, you guys call me commies, so. It is what it is.
I don't call you commie.
Anson does. Anson calls me a fucking commie.
I haven't seen Anson in a couple of weeks. I know that he was helping his ex-wife was going to have a procedure, and he was helping like with the kids and taking her back and forth and all of that. So I don't know if he's around.
Well, he didn't show up to DebateCon, and Kel didn't show up to DebateCon, and they were doing a little flirting on the channel. So let's just
Kel's having issues, like really, like I know. I don't know where she's at right now, but she was having issues. Anson told me, that hey, the weekend of the event was when her procedure was scheduled, so he had obviously needed help take care of that. That's okay. You know what? We'll get Pentuple to come in and be on the show tomorrow night and be a judge or whatever, and he can. We'll figure it out. So
whoever does the most juice spurging
over there,
whoever does the most juice spurging wins the debate tonight.
What is it? It's funny because he says these kind of things, but if you ever ask him to elaborate, he has a reason that he can't elaborate.
Oh, I can. We're in a group.
And the reason is because I just challenge his positions. I don't make my own assertions. If I did, he could name one of them right now.
I can name a few. We don't leak the group
name
chat.
One.
We don't leak the group chat. We've all just agreed to this. You know what you're doing. You're manipulating the situation. You're gaslighting them.
No, this is very... Okay, Grid. Do you believe Tyler when he says that as if articulating what arguments I've made would be a leak of the group chat that would be unethical? Gavin Waxy.
Yeah, I have no idea. I would leak it anyway just because it's public property now.
Tyler's not even supposed to invoke the group chat. All you could have done is just articulate what assertion I've made about Israel. All I've done is challenge your positions.
I'll just scroll up and take some screenshots.
No, stop. Relax. You've already invoked the group chat, which is a great sin. You've given a trail for some nefarious
Did you notice that?
troll to go
he can't give a position. Okay, I'll go take some pictures of some positions. No, let's not do that.
I've made my point. If I had made an assertion or an argument about Israel, I certainly would have made it. I could have made it on X. It doesn't even have to be in the group chat. We do talk about it in the group chat all the time, but he can't name one assertive argument that I've made about Israel. All I've done is challenge his assertive arguments about Israel, and he doesn't like it. Because I'm America first. I'm America only. I only want to act in our best interest. I don't act in our neutral interests for the benefit of another country.
Yeah.
There needs to be our best decision, and there can be mutual benefits. We can have foreign policy, but it has to be the best for us. The best for us. Not just, it doesn't affect us, so why don't we just do charity for some other country? Tyler can't argue against me rebutting his claims. He can't name one assertive argument that I've made about Israel. What's my claim? What's my assertion?
We've been through this a dozen times. We did it
right? See, this is like that filler language where he can't just say one of the assertions that I've made.
In one ear, out the other, I guess. But yeah,
this is why he calls me a juiceberg.
It is actually time for me to call it a night as well. It's almost 11 o'clock, and as we all know, I turn into a pumpkin after that. So, why don't you guys give some outros after I read this delicious comment from Mr. Boulay. Sorry he missed DebateCon. He will make it to GridCon. I like that. April 2026. I like that.
GridCon's going to be the new DebateCon.
I like that a lot. You know what? It'll be my birthday present to myself.
GridCon is awesome. Sadie and I definitely want to come out again, and I definitely want to be debating again. Maybe even against Tyler. We'll have to.
Oh, that would be awesome. You know,
he would probably not want to because I would crush him.
Oh,
it would be an embarrassing thing.
Begins. The shit talking begins. All right, so why don't you guys give your outros and tell everybody where you can be found and hang out and all of that, and we'll get out of here.
Well, I'm Average Debate Enjoyer. You can follow me on YouTube. You can do my outro, Tyler.
Okay.
I'm Average Debate Enjoyer. You can find me on YouTube. I don't know if I still stream on Twitch. I think it's just mostly YouTube. Average Debate Enjoyer. I'm also on X, and I'm very pro-Israel, and I put them above my own country.
Nice.
Now you can do mine.
That was succinct.
My name is Wick Tuple, and I'm the head of Mino headquarters.
You dare invoke that name.
Which is MAGA.
You dare invoke
name
that name
only.
against me.
We are at Mino headquarters. We are MAGA in name only. We support Trump until we start looking at his policy. Then we disagree with everything and talk about how he is sold out to Israel and basically call him a fraud and a liar because we're fake supporters. So if you want to come over and pretend you support Trump to piss off leftists while having zero principles and actually acting like a leftist the whole time, Mino headquarters is the place for you. I'm Wick Tuple, and I stream to OnlyFans, only to exclusively men because I play baseball and I'm gay.
Slanderous.
That was so bad. That was so bad. That was so bad. You got to put a little more effort into it. But you're
right.
Oh, this is awesome. All right. Yes, Pentuple TV on various platforms. Go find him. He's a cool dude. MAGA headquarters, U.S.
We love Trump. We've always stood by Trump. That was a lie.
I am, of course, your host for the evening of this chill stream where we have just sat around for 3 hours and fucked off royally.
It was fun.
Or maybe not royally, maybe colonially.
Crown royally.
Crown royally. And we welcome we welcome most Canadians, just not the stupid ones, which I guess is most of them. So whatever. You can find me here tomorrow night. But you won't find your mom here tomorrow night. She'll
be here.
Not attractive.
I take him for the team.
Take him for the team. And we're going to have a debate show tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. I think we're going to debate red pill tomorrow night. Red pill topics. Red pill, blue pill, green pill, black pill, whatever.
Black pill.
And yeah, absolutely, man. And so come, a cool hunt. Spread it around to your friends. We need as many people to show up as possible. Also, we will be reinstating the bounties for the various debates, and a cool $100, cool crisp digital hundo will appear in the winner's means of electronic fund transfer. And it'll be great. It'll be fun.
If Marte wins, 50% of his proceedings go to Grok.
Actually, if he wins, he can just pay me back for that first one. Anyway, he's still working on it. It's fine. I understand. Guy, he had some troubles, but yes, definitely no Grok. By the way, leave your damn AI at the door. Anyway. I'm going to raid you guys over to Rob Knorr. He's almost as funny as me. He's not quite there yet, but he's working on it. He's putting in the effort. He's putting in work. Go hang out with Rob Knorr. Otherwise, I'm going to go to bed. Fuck all y'all. Nah, just kidding. You guys are cool. See ya.